A new episode of Real Ranked, ranking Wes Anderson's filmography, going live right now. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Real Ranked. Today we're going to be ranking Wes Anderson's filmography because of with the release of The French Dispatch. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring in our panel lists today. Cameron.
Howdy, folks. Glad to be back. It's been a little while, but I'm very excited to talk about my boy Wes.
We have Sean.
Hello. This is my first Real Ranked episode, so I'm glad to be here ranking Wes Anderson. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Colin?
Hello. I love Wes Anderson. That's all.
And Sophie.
Hi, guys.
All right. So yeah, for today, we're going to be doing a tier list ranking for Wes Anderson. So I'm just going to pull up the tier list right now. And let's just get started with his first movie, Bottle Rocket. So does anyone in particular want to start?
Now, I know this is lower on a lot of people's lists, but I enjoy it.
Why do you enjoy it compared to?
Good point. Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
I
also enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I like all of his movies, but I like the antics they get up to in this, and the final act set piece they do. I enjoy. I just think it has a lot of charm. I like it more than some of his, honestly.
The final heist is a lot of fun too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's none of these I don't enjoy. I feel like that's one of his weaker ones. But I don't know. I've seen it, but it was quite a while ago. I remember there was like one joke I thought that was really funny, but yeah, I don't know. It's just not my favorite of his.
I enjoy it because I don't dislike any of his films, but I think obviously it's his first film. It's gonna show that. It lacks a lot of the polish of his other ones, and that's not always a detriment. This is not necessarily a detriment against it, but I don't know. It feels. It's most boring, I think, out of all his films. I think there's a little too much downtime in certain scenes. I wish I had time to rewatch it, but yeah, there's the final heist is fun. I'll give it that. That's what stopped me from actively disliking it. And I think Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson, and forgive me for forgetting the third actor's name, but I just can't. He's not anything else really super notable. But they're fun. They're a fun group, and James Caan is a nice addition as well.
Yeah.
But like in the context of his other films, it's just easily the weakest for me out of all of them.
I agree with Colin. Probably everything that he said. It's probably my least favorite Wes, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I did some parts. I watched it with my sister. We were doing a Wes Anderson binge last year, and she hated it so much she walked out within the first 30 minutes. So she's a big fan. Calling her out right now, big fan. But I got through it. The heist, yeah, it's entertaining. It's just, I guess I need to rewatch it because I was just like, it didn't stick with me at all after. I don't really think about it ever when I think about Wes, so it's kind of on the bottom for me.
I think I like it more than most people, but I think it's just like it's cool to see Wes Anderson's just like start out and like kind of see where his style like improves from here.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the heist is great, But I enjoyed the love story as well. I think it was like very heartfelt and like endearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
Oh,
a
the music is really quirky too. That's when you like the style of the music is really fun in this one. I liked it.
mhm.
Yeah, that's true. I do agree that it does have more heart than some of his. Like I think it's one of those that has the most heart. Um, and it is held back by its meandering sometimes, and like everyone said, this style isn't as defined as his other movies, but in a way, it kind of isn't held back by that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a weird combination of like a normal movie, and then before he got to just doing like straight up
Yeah,
like set pieces of
yeah,
perfect things.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
I don't know. If unfortunately, I would have to place a D tier again in the context of his films. And that's probably my only D tier.
Yeah, me too.
That's just-
I mean, I would be fine at C, but I would probably put it at D tier as well. I have it at 5 out of 10 right now. So
I would second what Sophie said about like C or D, and I'm fine like D. I mean, out of his films for sure.
mhm.
Yeah, I'd probably compared to his other films, I'd put it at C.
Yeah, I would also put it at C, but more people put it in D, so we can put it there.
Oh, starting off strong, you guys.
Well, I don't know what are we going chronologically? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably so, yeah.
Also, I mean, we are just ranking this within his filmography, not like as a movie itself, because
Yeah. Okay.
most of us don't agree that like it's a D tier movie
Yeah,
in general.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah.
Jacob in the
Oh,
night-
Yes.
He likes Bottle Rocket. All right.
Hey,
I don't
Yeah,
dislike
bottom line.
it.
No, yeah, I don't dislike it.
Wasn't there a short that went with it too?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
1994
His first is short,
short.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He said C to
a
D.
few of others his. Yeah, a few of his other ones have shorts as well.
Yeah, the Bottle Rocket short is it's okay, but so like I like that he had, like turned it into a movie and it's a lot better than like the short,
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
Rushmore.
all right, let's move on to his next movie, which is Rushmore.
I can start.
All right,
Yeah.
Sophie.
I like this one a lot. This one I watched right after Bottle Rocket, and I was like, "Whoa, this is really good! A significant improvement." I had so much fun watching this. My sister and I were laughing like crazy. You can see like his style just come to like not full form, but you can see where he gets a lot of his style and aesthetics and symmetry from in this one. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting much from this one, which is why I think I enjoyed it so much in the end. I was like, "Hey, this was really good." It's I think one of my favorites from his older stuff. Because I think, yeah, I probably put this at. I wouldn't mind putting this at A or B, but I really liked how snappy and witty Jason Schwartzman's character was. He's a lot of fun to watch, and Bill Murray establishing his like Wes Anderson character and reappearing in the movies. But he's really good in this one because he has a lot of screen time. He's like a main character. Well, he's in Steve Zissou too. Forgot about that. But he's a good character. No, it's a fun story. It has a lot of heart as well, which I like. In addition to style, so yeah. Sorry, my voice is just like I screamed a lot this weekend. Halloween. But yeah, that's what I have to say. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'll go next. I really like it too. It's definitely near the top of my list. I really enjoy it. I just think for how early of a Wes Anderson movie it is, it's just so impressive. Kind of like what you said, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
The comedy lands most of the time, if not all the time, for me. Bill Murray is so good in it. It's my favorite character of his in
I
any
think
of
so,
the
yeah.
movies.
Favorite Bill Murray character for sure.
But yeah, you can really see his style coming into being in this. But there's so many things that work so well together. The soundtrack is great too.
I forgot to mention the soundtrack. It's so good.
Soundtrack is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, it just has a lot of charm. And I like all the characters a lot.
Okay.
Sean?
Sean?
Yeah. I don't know. Early Wes Anderson, I feel like I don't have as well of a grip on because I've seen most of his stuff like more than once, but this isn't one I've really felt compelled to revisit a lot. I don't know. It's like it was. I wouldn't say it was bad. Obviously, I mean, from what I remember, it was like a solid movie, but it's not like one I would feel like compelled to put very high. Better than Bottle Rocket, I think, but not not one I that was my favorite of his or left like a super lasting impression. I mean, I'm sure it was like, from what I remember, it was like fun and his normal like witty kind of style, but just I don't know. There's ones I personally like better of his. So yeah, I don't have a lot to add on Rushmore.
This one's kind of middle of the pack for me. I think it was the first Wes Anderson I saw. So it has a bit going for it there because I do remember it fondly at least, but I'm less compelled to revisit compared to some of his other ones. And while I think everything you guys mentioned already works pretty well, I just think it's improved upon in his subsequent films. So while it is a big step up from Bottle Rocket, and for that I'd probably put it in B tier. I just think, like I said, everything else gets improved or more improved as it going forward. So again, like within those contexts of those films, really B, maybe high C. That might be a little harsh, but I think middle of the pack for me. Basically.
I would be fine with B because I just looked at my ranking. Rushmore is in the middle of the pack for me too, and I still love it.
That really just speaks to Wes Anderson's quality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's middle of the pack for me.
I really love this one. I think, Jason Schwartzman, he plays a character that is pretty flawed, but still manages to make him like interesting and just like compelling to watch. And obviously like other characters are great as well. Bill Murray, and then who plays the teacher?
Olivia Williams.
Olivia Williams.
Olivia Williams.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She's great as well, and definitely. Just the relationship with the teacher, between the teacher and Max, is really
it's something.
Yeah, and her and Bill Murray.
It's an interesting.
I need to rewatch this one because it's been a year and I've seen a lot of films since then. Mm-hmm. But I remember really liking it. Like I know the basic premise, but like I'm missing details and I really want to revisit it.
I haven't seen this in 2 years. I wanted to rewatch it and I did not get a chance. But just from what I remember, I really loved it, and
makes me want to eat carrots.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
I tried to do a little bit of research just to jog my memory.
So what are we thinking for tier placement? B.
I feel like I'm the only one who would say C. I have other ones I would want to put it B and above.
I would put it in A. So
I would too. Okay. I know I'm outnumbered.
I'm good with B. I'll be the middle ground and go. Let's go.
Yeah, I say B. I say B as well.
Okay.
Let's go B.
I feel like I heard a lot of B's, so I'm probably going to
think B is good. Yeah. I think we can average everything out.
I think I would just do a B.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'm happy with this so far. Okay.
Let's move on to the Royal Tenenbaums.
I can go first on this one because I remember the first time I watched it, I was like a really big fan of it. I thought it was one of his like my favorite of his, and then I rewatched it. It on rewatch, it wasn't like I wasn't as enthralled the first time, but I still think it's a really solid film of his. I like all the characters and like the dysfunctional family he creates. And I just, I mean, it's just a really like I like the interesting family dynamics that are going on in the film and things like that. And like, it just like all his films. He's now, I think, outside of Bottle Rocket and Rushmore, now he's really gotten the style down that he's known for. But so yeah, I definitely think this is one of his like mid, if not upper, movies for sure.
In contrast with that, I rewatched it, and I think it got better on rewatch. I think this is the best cast dynamic until Moonrise Kingdom. I think he's refined his style even more since Bottle Rocket and Rushmore, to the point. I think one of the better looking films even today. Again, up until Moonrise Kingdom, like the next, and we'll talk about Fantastic Fox, but the next few films I'm not as thrilled about. So the fact that we got Royal Tenenbaums before is like a buffer is good. Like I think it's his peak up until Fantastic Fox. I don't know. I don't think there's a better cast dynamic. I think I already said that, but again, just great cast. It's a real shame that Ben Stiller is not in any more of his films, or many more. I don't know if he's in anything else.
Such a great character in this,
but he is fantastic in this. And Gene Hackman is also extremely good in this. I think he retired at some point, way like after the next few films. But I wish he was in some more as well. But just all around fantastic cast. Style good. His style's gotten pretty good at this point. I'd probably have an upper A. I don't think I'd go as far as S, just saving that for two films that I really like. But yeah, it's a really good film.
Yeah, no, so I haven't seen this since 2019 as well, but still, I remember just really enjoying this, like the family dynamic as you already talked about. And there's a lot of elements that I just like. I still remember the bit like with Pagoda. I don't know. I love Pagoda as a character. I think he's really funny in the movie. And like the dynamic with Royal, and then.
I think this is one of his more darker films in terms of like theming.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little deep and it gets like to you, especially Luke Wilson's character. Like they're all going through stuff, but like his character, it tackles like some deep subjects there, and I think they're handled quite well. I guess I'll talk now. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Matthew. You finished?
Go ahead. Go.
All right. I think Wes's best intro in terms of like setting the characters and the location and like the background of the characters. And I was hooked immediately. I was like, oh shit, this is actually really cool. You got these 3 siblings and you got this family, and they just set everything up so well. And they went from there, and I really enjoyed this movie. It's another one of my, like, it's so hard to say favorites. I love a lot of his movies. This is like up there, and I say up there with Rushmore, which is like still middle of the pack because I love others. But yeah, the soundtrack's really good. I say that this film has a lot of the more iconic Wes characters, like with the tracksuit, Gwyneth Paltrow with the fur coat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like this just easy Halloween costumes right there.
Very true.
They're pretty distinguishable, and it's easily recognizable. And his style is you can just tell, like, from here on out, everything is going to be like he just establishes that. I know I said that for Rushmore, but here you can just get it's tighter, it's better looking, it's more symmetrical. Like I don't know how it can happen like more than Rushmore, but yeah, this is really good. I'd probably stick with a B at this too. I don't know because I feel like there's that, but I still really like it. It's hard to rank. Okay, I'm done.
There's also some great animals. You got the dogs, and then the Dalmatian at the end, and then there's the hawk.
Yes, the Dalmatian.
Mordecai, I think.
Yeah, lots of mutts.
Yeah, I remember liking this one a lot too.
Yeah, I really like this one too, but kind of like Sean, after rewatching it, I didn't enjoy it as much, but I still really liked it. Like all the Gene Hackman one-liners when I first watched it, like I couldn't get over those. I thought he was just so good in the movie. And the dynamic with everybody, like you guys said, is great. And yeah, it's got iconic characters, probably some of the most distinguishable characters from his movies. But Yeah, I think for me it doesn't hold up as much on rewatch, which is strange, but I still really enjoy it. But I don't enjoy it as much as Rushmore. But I
Oh.
like that more than one.
I
What did you
definitely
say?
think it's better than Rushmore.
Yeah, I need to rewatch them because right now I have them like right next to each other because I liked both so much. I didn't know
Yeah.
where to rank them. Yeah, I don't know. They're just so like the same for me because I enjoyed them just as much.
Mhm.
I do have to rewatch
Honestly,
them.
probably talking this out made me realize, oh shit, Royal Tenenbaums has a more intricate story, more characters, better sound. I guess it is a little better than Rushmore, but still middle of the pack for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking movie too, obviously.
Mhm.
But
Good
Oh, yeah.
costumes too.
Yeah.
Costumes
Yeah.
are so
Yeah.
good.
The tracksuits.
Yeah.
yes.
Incredible.
But yeah, I'm kind of with Colin on like A and then maybe like high B. I'd be fine with
Mhm.
either, I think.
I would put it in A.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
in
say
low
B,
A
but-
or A.
I'd say B too.
High B, I think put it above Rushmore if you have it in high B, and we'll talk about it
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it should be above Rushmore. Like,
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
be the
Going.
Yeah,
consensus.
as long as it's above Rushmore, I'm happy.
Oh, that's how it works.
Oh,
I was
it
wondering
hurts.
when you put. Okay.
Sort of. We usually
you
talk
put-
about it.
if you
The
put
other
it
one, the only other one.
Before is better than okay. I thought you just put a bunch of them there. I'm like, that's B.
yeah. I
I don't know
forgot
if you guys
could
have
do that.
done that for all your shows, but that's how I did it on the MCU one. I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so now I gotta look back at the MCU one because you guys stuck so many in B, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
there was
that's
a lot. There
fine.
was a lot in B.
I need to see the rank now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extra layer to it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to his next movie, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Sean, you're smiling.
Boy.
Yeah, I am. I actually, this is one I rewatched, and I think it got better. Like, because I remember thinking it was just sort of one of his like middle tier movies, but I really enjoyed it on rewatch. I think the action's super fun. I love the just like aesthetic of it with the blue and red and like the aquatic like stuff, and I think the whole like Bill Murray's like whole like journey of like trying to get back his like he's a bit older and like he's lost some of his like edge on like his profession, trying to get back while also like having his son and the dynamic with the reporter. I think it was just a really fun movie to watch, and then like Jeff Goldblum's like weird rivalry he has like
Yeah.
like there's so much crazy stuff that happens that just it's a really fun movie. I think it's often like I feel like most people think it like suffers a bit, but I don't know. I just think a lot of the characters are really good. The dude who plays the guitar, like I forget what his name was, but it's pretty funny actually, I think. So I'm all for it being like above Rushmore at least. We could talk about elsewhere, but yeah, I like it.
Colin.
I guess it would benefit from a rewatch for me as well. It's not one I was very eager to return to. I came away with it being like it felt a little more mean spirited in some of his other films. Even though Royal Tenenbaums touches on a bit of a darker story, it still felt more positive as a whole. But I mean, all of the good stuff. I mean, it's again not a bad movie. All of the good stuff is there. Good costuming, good soundtrack. I mean, like the Portuguese is their life on Mars. It's still really good. A good song backdrop to the movie. I don't know. It just feels. I would rank it below Rushmore personally, but like I said, I need to rewatch it because it's been growing on me as I've been thinking about it. I had it last at one point, and I don't think that. So I'm high C, maybe low B from me.
I agree with Colin on this one. I think I should rewatch it because you guys are talking about this stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember this movie at all. I said that, and I went as Willem Dafoe last year for Halloween.
Oh, that's funny.
Willem Dafoe
such
is
an easy he's such an
his
easy
best.
character. This is like one of I think his most aesthetically pleasing looking films. I just love all the like the blue.
Yeah.
Someone said, I think Colin or Sean said the blue and the red. I don't really remember much of the story. It just looked nice to me. I was like, this is pretty. There's a lot of characters in this film that was a little hard to keep track of because there were so many of them. The music's pretty fun. I like the score. Yeah, I don't really have that much to say about it. It's fun. It's just not my favorite of his. I have it like low tier Wes. I probably would put it at a C. Definitely below Rushmore for me. But I think I would enjoy it more on a rewatch. Yeah, it's a little long too. I feel like it could have benefited like if it was a little shorter. I feel like it dragged a little. That's what I remember. But I liked it. It's still fun, quirky Wes. Yeah, good looking.
Yeah, I was hoping to watch more Wes Anderson movies, and this is one I was not able to rewatch. So, but I remember really liking it when I first watched it. I just don't remember a whole lot to talk about it compared to other.
Mm-hmm. I think that's saying something about the movie though too. I think you guys kind of hit the nail on the head. I think, yeah, it's got all the staple Wes Anderson stuff. It looks great, and it's got a lot of fun characters. But I don't know. I think it might be trying to do a little bit too much, and it kind of misses the mark sometimes, and so it drags sometimes. And they're, I don't know, trying to have too many plot lines going on. But yeah, I still enjoy it, but just comparatively, probably lower, like B or C.
See, I gotta rewatch Rushmore, like, cause I don't remember much of that, but like this one I think deserves a rewatch because, like I said, I thought it was kind of middle tier, and then my opinion bumped up a bit, definitely on rewatch. Like it goes over the top, but I think I enjoy that, like quirky, weird, inane sensibility it has about it because like a lot of the previous ones were just normal settings, like people on land, and then this is like going in the deep sea to find a speckled like tiger or whatever the heck they're looking for that ate like some dude's arm off or who knows. I mean, I forget the exact details, but it's just such a intriguing premise that I think
it definitely does feel like a crossroads in his filmography, where like you mentioned, Sean, the bridge between like the bit of more normal aspect and going into that quirky style.
What it's kind of weird because the bridge doesn't exactly go anywhere because he does like starts like animation.
Well, then he's about to do Darjeeling Limited, which is more grounded.
And he goes back to like the more natural sort of thing with Moonrise Kingdom. So it does stand out. I think Life Aquatic does stand out a bit, and I could see why it might seem like sort of like lower at first. I just think it has to like, I don't know, like it deserves a revisit because. Sure.
I'm planning on revisiting most of these anyways soon, especially his older stuff, or at least pre-Fantastic Mr. Fox stuff.
Yeah, that's what I hope. I was hoping to do that. I only rewatched Bottle Rocket though.
That's okay.
Which was
my memory is good enough for most of these, which is why I didn't really rewatch anything. But I might not have as much to say about the Darjeeling Limited, and that might be the last one.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like I have enough to say about every single one of these except for Darjeeling Limited. But
yeah, so I'm gonna defend my solid at least above Rushmore, please.
No, I put it below Rushmore.
I gotta stick with C.
C. I put it at a C.
Put bottom B
because they're on the ocean.
Yeah, I like those other two and B more. I'm sorry, but yeah. So
like I said, I do need to rewatch Rushmore. I'm sure that's one I'm just underrating because of how long ago I saw it and lumping it in with the early West, which is normally weaker.
Yeah.
So, C.
But yeah, Cameron, where did you have it?
Now, see, I'm conflicted because on one hand, it's it feels like it's trying to do too much, but it also does a lot of things right. So maybe I'd put it at a low B.
Wait, what was Matthew's? Because I know Colin, you were
Yeah, I
saying
said low B
so
as
it was
well.
B.
So I think
I say
Okay.
C, but I don't mind it being below Rushmore.
Yeah, it's
Fine
I
with me.
think because Sean likes it
Yes,
more,
let's keep it at B.
we'll keep it at B, but put it in the
Go
bottom.
for it. Oh
You
God,
have, like,
I'm
no
curious
Cs.
to see what the rest of these movies are gonna. Huh. Oh, I'm gonna have to defend one of these for sure. Okay. Let's see.
All right.
Start
Well,
June,
let's see if it's the next movie, the Darjeeling
No.
Limited.
Is anyone gonna defend it?
Like I said, don't remember
Well-
too much.
With Darjeeling, are we already on the next one?
Yeah.
I like this one better than Life Aquatic. That's
Ooh,
just me though.
okay.
Yeah, this one was so fun. It's just so chaotic. They're just like running around the trains and have all these problems. I had so much fun watching this. And the music is really cool. It's like very in tune with the location. I don't know. It's fun. But again, I don't really have much to say about it except for the fact that I had a lot of fun with it. I don't
Yeah, every Wes
remember.
Anderson movies.
Yeah. It's not as memorable as his other films, which is why it's low tier West for me.
Mhm.
I probably would still put it at a C, thinking that Life Aquatic would go there, but now I'm like, put it in between Life Aquatic and Rushmore. But yeah, no, Darjeeling Limited. Adrian Brody's really good in this. So is Owen Wilson, and you got that iconic like bandage face on him the entire time. He's just so funny. I laughed a lot in this movie too. I remember that. It's got a good family dynamic to it as well. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Curious to see what other people have to say about it.
you talking about it makes me think I like it more than I did before. So like
That's what happened with the Royal Tenenbaums. They'll be like, oh shit, do I like this more than I think I do?
Yeah. the first time I watched it, I wasn't so sure. I just thought, okay, it's got all the Wes Anderson qualities, but I'm not really feeling anything about it. It feels kind of surface level, but when I rewatched it, I liked it a lot more. The dynamic between the three main guys is really good. And they do have a lot of funny scenarios they go through. I still don't like it as much as some of his others. It's probably lower, but there are some qualities I really like a lot. Like this is probably my favorite Angelica Houston role in a Wes Anderson movie.
She's really good in this one.
Yeah. If anything, that would bring it up.
I like her more in the Royal Tenenbaums, but that's fair.
Yeah, I think I like her in this one. I'm with Cameron. I really liked her in this movie. I feel like did she have more screen time in this one? I feel like she had more screen time in this one.
She had like a distinct scene.
Yeah, like a really good scene with the three brothers. You know?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I remember that. Okay.
She might have been in the Royal Tenenbaums more, but I think she made more of an impression in this one. This is just turned into the Angelica Houston show, but
Yeah.
but I like
this in the live chat. He says Life Aquatic is definitely
Ooh.
low tier.
Shoot,
Yeah,
yeah, it is for everyone.
I mean-
I'm saying give it another chance, people.
I will give it another chance, Sean. I'll
Give
do
it
it. Don't
a chance
worry.
eventually.
I'll give it another chance.
I do
yeah,
like
yeah,
the Life
yeah.
Aquatic more than Darjeeling.
Okay.
I need to give Rushmore another chance.
Yeah,
I already
you
said
can.
that.
Just
Oh, you
the
like Life
colors are
Aquatic more
really
than
nice in this one.
Darjeeling, you said?
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
yeah.
colors that he usually doesn't really use. That's why I felt different. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember as much about this one, admittedly, but I do remember the color scheme. I do
Yeah.
agree.
Really nice.
I like vaguely remember it, and mostly some of it from the poster, but I agree. I think it was nice. And yeah, like I said, I think this one would go below Life Aquatic too.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, I don't remember much of it. I mean, it's just like, yeah, kind of what I need to see again. Haven't in a while. I remember, it's fun, got all the normal Wes Anderson stuff, but just like, there's
It's like
definitely,
style over substance in this one too.
yeah,
I
there's
think.
definitely like just,
Yeah.
yeah, more. So I think
I would say the same for Life Aquatic too, but like both of them fall under the salad or substance trope for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would agree.
Colin, Colin hasn't spoken.
Well, I don't have a ton to say about it. I really like the opening scene. Like super long legs. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this point, every single one of his films is going to look good one way or another. So it's not necessarily a benefit. It's a huge benefit to them. Yeah, the brothers dynamic, it's good. I mean, all the three leads are great. It's something we've seen before in film. I just don't know if the Wes Anderson backdrop is going to pick up the fight I wouldn't see. It's just
I feel like this one is a very forgettable. Like it's not Bottle Rocket, but this one is so in the middle. People forget it exists. I feel like
well, it is like.
Go for it.
I was gonna say it is almost literally in the middle of his filmography.
Yeah, and it's when I was looking through. I think this is the last movie I watched to complete his filmography before The French Dispatch came out last year. And I was like expecting to not like it, which is why my expectation was like, okay, this looks dumb. Which is why I think I liked it so much after. I was like, okay, wait, this was actually pretty fun. Because expectations were very low. So I came out kind of surprised. But even then, it's bottom 3 for me for Wes. I have my ranking pulled out in front of me. That's why I'm like, making sure.
Yeah.
I know for sure this is my least favorite. So.
Oh, wow.
I still like it.
This is better than Bottle Rocket.
It is not better than Bottle Rocket.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, you have your opinions. I have mine. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a ranking, but like it's totally changed. So I'm not
it's a little different.
I have Darjeeling way higher for some reason than some of these. So I should probably update it.
It's
but
S tier. Darjeeling Limited is S tier.
That's just that ranking is just a tribute to my former opinions. Yeah.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the short film. It is Natalie Portman.
I haven't seen that.
More extended role.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Hotel Chevalier?
Yeah, I like it. It's a decent short. I think I don't know how many other shorts he has. I think it's the best one that I've seen from him. I don't know, but I'm not sure.
I would agree with that. It's also the other shorts are not, they're like 2 minutes,
Yeah, it's also it's got a bit more substance to it. And I think compared to the Bottle Rocket short, I mean the Bottle Rocket is just a remake of that short.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a remake.
It's just like a continuation of it.
Yeah, continuation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like I did like it because it gave a bit more context into their relationship, which So it's interesting at least. I'm not going to give the film credit for that, but if you're going to watch Darjeeling, I would watch it. Sure. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say C. I'm comfortable with putting it at the C tier.
I would put in D. My only D.
Okay, well, no. Low B.
That's not going to end up in D. Don't worry, Sophie. I assume based on what everybody else is
not D.
Okay, Cameron, you said C. I think I'll stick with C. Like, this is another one I need to rewatch, especially now that I'm looking at my ranking I did like way earlier. And that list, I don't know why it was so high. But yeah, like I said, very memorable. So like, I'll rank it for whatever that means.
I think
I don't think it's better than Steve's Sisu, for sure. After rewatching it,
I do, but I have to rewatch everything again. So
I only need to rewatch. I think
this is last year, Sophie.
Darjeeling.
My opinions have changed, probably.
Yeah, only Rushmore, Darjeeling, and Bottle Rocket. I think I'm a little rusty on. Well, actually, I don't need to rewatch Bottle Rocket. That's probably Bottle.
No, you definitely do need to rewatch it.
But yeah, for fun, but not for like.
The rest of these movies I've seen. The rest of the movies we have, I've seen at least twice. So I think we're good now.
Wow. Even French
Oh,
Dispatch.
that's the one.
Lucky.
Yeah, I saw it twice already. Yeah.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
No, it's so fun. Oh, so fun. I love it.
If it wasn't an hour-long
Okay.
drive, I would have seen it again.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. But alas,
But Darjeeling is like a vibe movie. It's really good at creating a certain vibe and being like an
Yeah.
exercise of his style, but not much more than that for me.
That's what I want to watch
I
it again after we've talked about it for sure.
every movie that I've only seen like 2 years ago, I have to rewatch.
That's
my memory is just getting shittier and shittier as time goes on.
That's fair. Yeah.
We're also filling our heads with more movies, so it's like we only have so much space.
And then but then you got to go back to those like in a couple of years, so it's like just a cycle.
We only have so many brain cells to kill.
oh, that cruise.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic,
All right,
Mr. Fox.
here.
Now,
Oh,
All right. That's yeah. This movie is really bad. I don't know what people are.
just put it at
B.
just put it at F and move on.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
have
say
an
F.
F.
It goes to S. Just put it at F. F.
Okay, wait.
F for Fox.
I feel like I'm just gonna say I think I'd be the only one maybe okay with putting it at A right now.
Ah,
Is that true?
How dare you?
No, I'm
Only
fine
if-
with that. Or lower.
only if
Oh,
we
Lower.
could-
geez.
Low. All right, let's hear from Cameron first.
Whoa,
Lower than
wait,
A.
okay. Well, let's go in order.
Okay,
Cameron, you
fine.
talk first and then Sean.
Yeah.
Ow.
Okay. This movie, I do enjoy it, and I think I enjoyed it more the second time. But for some reason, when I first watched it, I think it was impressive, but I just didn't feel very connected to it, at least the first time. But so it is in the lower half of my Wes Anderson,
Wow.
but I like it
should I
more than
say?
Isle of Dogs, and Bottle Rockets. Sadly, I like.
I like how you have to admit those things. Like, don't worry, it's better than Isle of Dogs.
I have
Jacob
to
says
I have to be clear.
is it bad if he has it at B or C?
No,
And I would say
C
yes, it is
a little
bad.
Yes. C.
B.
Yes.
C.
C is
It's
too far.
acceptable.
Is liking this movie a hot take or is disliking it a hot take?
I
I'm
don't-
confused.
I don't
This
think
like
so.
I don't
Disliking it
dislike
for
it.
sure. I'm just surprised there's that much common. Well, I don't dislike it to enough for C is way too much. I think.
Can
But
I say
I just
something?
I don't think it's S. Well, I could argue maybe not S. Anyway.
I agree. Okay, so with Cameron, I had a similar experience. I watched it for the first time, and I was like, this was underwhelming because Grand Budapest was my first movie. Isle of Dogs was my second Wes. And I adore Isle of Dogs. I love that movie so much. But I gave Fantastic Mr. Fox a second try, and I'm like, okay, this is a lot better. I've seen it 5 times now. I love this movie so much. It grows on you. You
It does
catch
get-
things.
yeah, it
You didn't.
does.
It's just so quick and so much happening. And the score from Alexandra Desplat is so
The score is
delicious.
amazing.
I love it. It's so good. I'm obsessed with this film. It's so good. There's a lot of little inside jokes, and
Mhm.
I quote this movie a lot. It's awesome. It's cute and it's so much fun. It's my second favorite Wes film. I love it so much. I would argue S. I would be okay with A. S and A are almost basically the same for me, so like it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, okay.
I'm done talking.
Yeah, I'll go because I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I just think I think there's ones I just have a bit higher. That's why I want to save S for some of the ones I personally even like better. I think just with this, it might be a little too perfect. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Too perfect.
Well, yeah, because it's just like it is. I guess it's just so polished to the point where it's
Because every
like,
single shot is so perfectly framed. that,
yeah, but there's other ones that just I feel like
Emotion.
have a bit more like I don't know, like
Grit.
something
It's
to
also
them.
his
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
It's his first stop motion film.
it
That's
is.
true.
He went hard. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Jacob
I
says
mean-
Isle of the Dogs is the animated film he likes more.
Okay, see,
Wow.
I,
Man,
would say-
Jacob is
I
out
think,
here with a ton of hot. You guys should have Jacob on here.
I think Isle of Dogs is like the worst version of Fantastic Mr. Fox, so I'm not going to be defending that one later. But,
That's the one that I'm like, I'm gonna defend that one so much. I
I'll say my
love that
thoughts.
one.
I'll save my thoughts for later. But
Yeah, well, we'll get to it.
yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's really good. I guess there's just ones I prefer to put at A. It's just like everyone loves that one. Like thinks it's perfect and amazing, and it's like amazing and really good Wes Anderson. But it's just I like it a little bit less, I think, than everyone else. Like I don't know why. Maybe it's just like it doesn't hit as hard.
Is it overrated or overhyped for you? Maybe.
I think probably a little overrated if I were to say
Fair.
one of the two. I
Very
don't know
fair.
if it was overhyped because I didn't necessarily know a ton of it when I seen it, but now it's to the point where it's like, oh, Fantastic Mr. Fox, yeah, of course it's good. But like, there's some that I feel like are just like even like not necessarily better, but they just like hit harder for me, I think. Yeah, like I said, maybe it's just because this one's a bit too polished, I think. I don't know, but that's just my thoughts.
I really like this film a lot. I've seen it twice this year. It's gotten better each subsequent time. George Clooney and Meryl Streep are fantastic.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. I had legit no pun intended. I didn't even think about that. But so I feel like you mentioned the score. I think this is Alexandre Desplat's first time working with Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
right.
haven't stopped working together since. So
Well, they didn't. Oh, yeah, that's true. They had to stop working together. You're right.
yeah, at least I don't think so. I'm not sure about Moonrise Kingdom.
No, I
but
forgot.
yeah,
I don't know why I hesitated.
Yeah, it's it's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, great score.
It is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, for his first foray into stop motion. Like, Sean, you may think it's a bit, nope, okay, a bit too perfect. But I don't know. I mean, I do think every shot is meticulously done. It all looks really great, and it's funny as hell. I mean, it's so freaking funny. I'd be fine with it being an A, but it's like one of the people. That's tier.
It's easily an S.
I think maybe I just didn't think it was as funny as some of his other films. Everyone's saying it's so funny. I guess I didn't think it was that comedic either.
Mm-hmm. And also, like Noah Baumbach is one of the screenwriters. So,
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Colin, like you said, George Clooney is so infectiously charming with his and Fox. It's just so it's hard not to like him. And Ash, his development from like a little annoying different. I love his development in the movie and how he grew up, like the dynamic with him and his father.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so pure.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it so much.
Like Ash is like seen as different, but then like at the end, like he like finally accepts who he is as a person. And, like, becomes
it's
his
so
own.
beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, because he's like constantly being put down for being the different person, the different, And then, at the end, I think like there's also when they're like dancing in the supermarket.
I think this does have some of the
and a great soundtrack as well.
I was gonna say I think this does have some of the most like beautiful like stills or shots from a Wes Anderson film for sure.
The scene of the wolf and towards the end is beautiful.
Wow. Yeah. That's funny.
Something lupus, I think. Well, let me.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, just
that is something. Hold on, let me pull up the score. Because it's the name of not Fantastic Beasts. No, Mr. Fox.
Oh yeah, for sure, not Fantastic Beasts.
Canis Lupus. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I love that. Great song, great scene. It's just like a kind of out of body experience. It kind of just doesn't match with the rest of the film. You kind of just get like a breath of fresh air, and then you're back to the. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, it's a moment to breathe after like it's there was the finale basically, the climax.
Exactly, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
The
good.
film
I want to
moves
rewatch
really
it
fast,
now.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to play it right now as
just-
I'm doing this. It's so good.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's how
gonna
the
say
characters felt too.
I'm gonna say as acknowledging that we probably called it A, but hopefully
I say S, but I don't know.
Yeah.
High S.
Fantastic
Will
Mr.
that like increase
Matt-
the
Yeah,
average?
Did
If
you
I say
even
high
say-
S.
I'm gonna speak now.
wait, shoot,
Go
sorry.
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Matt.
We've been talking to yeah.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry about it.
This is my first Wes Anderson movie. I watched it like back when there's like I don't remember if I watched it when it came out or it was like afterwards, but like it was definitely the first one I had seen, and then so then I gave it a rewatch in 2019, and I watched it again in 2020 because I was just like I love this movie, so gonna watch it. Really easy to just like put on and watch. I think you guys have already talked about how like just like the framing of the stop motion, but also like the backgrounds are really beautiful. Like it's like there's some really beautiful like designs and like the feeling of like fall and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, it's such an autumn movie.
Yeah.
I love it. The perfect November movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You guys should just watch it now that it's November.
Also, this song, "Burn is buns and beans, a fat one short with lean," is such a good
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, no, Bogus, Bunce, and Bean are just they're great villains, and like the voice actors for them are really great. Especially Michael Gambon is Bean. Like I think he's just like really perfect for the role, and like menacing, like just enough for like kids, but also I think he just does a great job.
Yeah, really good casting.
Mm-hmm. And then also just like the heist element that is just really entertaining and like fast paced, and like just from the perspective of a fox is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Colin said S, Sophie said S. I'm gonna go with A or S. I'm fine with either.
You're changing.
All right, we
mind.
convinced you.
I'm not changing. I would have been okay with S. I was just saying
Okay.
A.
Okay.
I feel like I'd also be
Gotta
okay.
commit to one.
Okay. Well, there's also a great supporting cast, I think.
Well, I'm not okay with S if we have a limit of S's.
There's no limit.
Yeah, there's no limit. The limit does not exist.
I only have one other S in the rest of the movie, so.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Can we put Fantastic Fox at A then? I want to have more S's.
You can say A. Well, and then we'll
I'm
see
gonna
how
say
it
A.
comes
Actually,
out.
I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah.
Okay.
S.
Cameron, I think it comes down to you then.
High B.
Well,
Oh.
Wait, what did Matthew say? What
I
did you
haven't
say?
finished talking yet, so.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Wait.
Oh, I
Oh
thought
my
you were
God.
done.
You keep it
was
Okay,
a
that's
very
not
long
the
pause.
first time was the first time was on us. You paused for a bit.
I paused after I was talking about the heist element, and then
It was a long pause, though.
That's fine. What else? Yeah, what else do you have to say about it?
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
yeah, I like we talked about the themes of like finding yourself and like becoming like true to who you are, but also just like dealing with like greed as well. How Mr. Fox gets like really greedy and stealing the three different farmers like really puts everything in motion. But then like Bogus, Bunce, and Bean are also just like very prideful and like trying to destroy the animals' homes and stuff like that. So yeah, I like how it deals like with some more mature themes. But yeah, S tier for me, definitely.
That's 3 S's.
And one high B.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened just that with a B.
All right, let's see. I'll do some math.
I think that's still S.
If S is 5, okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm not going to do math if you just put it up there.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
we can assign point values to all these.
If it's 3 S's, then yeah.
But all the other
This
S
isn't
movies are
even
gonna
my
have to go
favorite
before
West.
that.
This isn't even
Your
my favorite
favorite?
West, but it's up there. I love it so much. It's my second favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the other West movies to me are gonna have to go above Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like no offense. Well, except for all the other S tier. I mean.
Yeah.
That's fine. Something we work out at the end.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll
it
talk
can only get
Moonrise
better, though.
Kingdom because
Yeah,
this
somebody's
is
seen
my
Moonrise
favorite.
Kingdom. Well, but have you seen it 4 times this year alone?
Okay, Colin, you can go first then. Flex.
Yeah, so this is no secret. I am in Khaki Scout Colin. This is my favorite Wes Anderson film. I just think it takes the best aspects of all his films, which completely nails it. I think every single one of his like usual supporting casts there's a lot to do here, and the 2 new leads are also very good, extremely good. The islands make a great setting. It's like combines the best parts of Life Aquatic with like a natural forest look and very green movie. And it's just I was in Scouts, so maybe that's why I have a soft spot for it. But yeah, it does remind me a little bit of some of the antics we got up to, just a little bit. Obviously, nothing like what happened in the film, but it's just ridiculously charming.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I have it ranked as my number one.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is my
Dang.
favorite Wes Anderson movie. I think, like Colin just said, that like it just takes all like the best parts about like Wes Anderson's style, like how he frames everything, his cinematography, then just like the characters are all really quirky, but like it's also about like young love and like how precious that is, and like how Sam and Susie are just like super adorable, and like their relationship, they have really great chemistry together. And yeah, Jared Gilman, Cara Hayward, they all do a really great job. The rest of the cast is great. I think I think this is like one of my favorite Bruce Willis performances, just because like you wouldn't expect him to show up in a Wes Anderson movie, but he does a great job. Like
He's awesome.
He's also trying, which is rare at this point.
Is he better in this than in The Sixth Sense?
No.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's
Yeah, not that far.
He's the
but
best.
pretty
He's
close.
really good in The Sixth Sense.
that's that's.
You have anything else? Yeah, Matthew, just before let's not don't let us cut you off.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just like had to bring up Bruce Willis because like it's one of those rare Bruce Willis performances that you'd see. Edward Norton is great, and as the camp leader,
He's the best.
Yeah,
he's trying his best. Yeah. Not as a character, not as an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then I like how Wes Anderson uses stop motion in his live action movies. Like there's the I think the lightning strike is like one, or like the one at night where like Sam and Susie almost fall off the building. And it's like, yeah, they're hanging off. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, you guys, or we can move on to the next person.
Yeah, I guess for me, this has aged like fine wine. Like when I first watched it, I thought it was pretty good, and there was no part that I didn't like. But after seeing his other ones and rewatching his other ones, I've realized that I just like this one more and more each time I watch it. Kind of like what will happen with Fantastic Mr. Fox, but like you said, it's just a perfect balance. It's not too bloated. It perfectly fits in as much as it needs to in the story. And even though there's kind of a lot of characters, it doesn't feel overwhelming. They all naturally fit together in the story. And it focuses on the two leads really well. And I don't know, they're just really charming. And it does have a lot of heart. It's one of his that has the most heart too. So yeah, I really like it. It's crawled to the top of my list, to my second favorite.
Oh, I wonder what's above.
Dang. Okay. Everyone seems to like this one more than me, but I still love this movie. I have it at number 4 of my ranking. I saw it twice last year because it was Matthew's recommendation for me, and I was like, oh, because I was watching a bunch of 2012 movies, and Matthew was like, watch Moonrise Kingdom, and I was like, okay. And this, I really liked it the first time. I loved it the second time. It's just such a Wes Anderson movie. Like, he outdid himself in this one, in my opinion. Like, it's super, it checks all the boxes with, like, all the tropes that he has, like, established and trademarked. The binoculars, the 70s soundtrack, the symmetry, the colors, everything. Wait, I have a whole list. Give me a second. I'm going to read them all to you because I wrote a review about, oh God. I wrote a review. It's got sibling rivalry, binoculars, yellow titles, pajamas, personal letters, symmetry, picnicking, twinkling harpsichord music, 60s British pop, overhead shots, Jason Schwartzman, Bill Murray, children's theater, a slow-mo shot set to music, bathrobe, and a precocious child. So yeah, it's Wes Anderson bingo. All the boxes. No, okay. So for this one, it's not my favorite, but I still really, really like it. I think what's holding it back for me is that, yeah, the relationship between the two leads is cute, but it felt a little one noted for me. I don't know. It kind of just like there wasn't too much emotion involved in their relationship for me, and I thought it was a little off. But I guess that's the point because they're children. Um, Also, I didn't like the score. It's literally the same thing over and over again, and it kind of gets annoying over a while. It's just dun 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 over and over again. And I'm like, Alexander Desplat, come on, you can do better than this. And he also falls into that in French Dispatch, and I'll mention it later, but only for one of the stories. So, yeah, that was something I found a little annoying, but that's just me. I'm very picky when it comes to my music. Not very, but that kind of just was like, okay, I need something else with. But it works in the movie. Like it's annoying to listen to on its own, which I do all the time. But it works in the movie. It does get kind of repetitive. But the story itself is a lot of fun. I love the dynamic between Bill Murray and the main kid. I forgot his name. Their development is great. The vibe is really cute. Like someone said, they were in the island and they're just kind of in their own like little nook. And Tilda Swinton's somehow in there too. So they fit her in every movie. Well, not every movie. It's more of the recent ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm done. I would
this was
probably
the
put
first,
this.
Wes
Honestly, I'd
Anderson
probably
TV show.
for Tilda Swinton, and then she's been in them ever since.
Oh,
But I probably put this A. It's not high B, but I don't want to do that to you guys, so I'm gonna stick with A.
All right. Yeah, like I said, this one's also my favorite.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I am the minority.
Yeah. With a lot of you
okay.
guys said, yeah, it's really charming. Like it's, yeah, I think, yeah, Sophie said it ticks a lot of the boxes off. I think what I'd say is it's like kind of a really culmination of a lot of what Wes Anderson has been doing up to this point, but he like just does it at another level. I think like just like there's peaks in all of his previous films of like aspects that are in this, but I think this is just like all of that done so well, and I think that kind of applies to Grand Budapest Hotel, which is like I think so a bit of a peak there for him in terms of like his style and filmmaking, because like all the characters, like they're so unique and quirky and fun and things like that, but like yeah, there's so much like heart and just like such a cohesive message and like emotional narrative to this. I think the stakes get really high, which is like fun because it's such like a small thing on this small little island, and but like the huge storm is such a great third act and everything. Yeah, so there's a lot of good jokes in there. The whole cast is like amazing. Edward Norton's a fun character. Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, they're doing a good job. Bruce Willis, like you guys said. The color scheme too, like again, all his movies have good ones. This one I just think it does so well with the natural greens and everything else with the island. And when it like breaks that, it's so good, and like the narrator and being all red. I guess the kids are a little awkward, but like that's I think part of the whole like growing up narrative, like trying to figure things out.
Which it makes sense, but yeah.
No, I understand for sure. And then the stop motion in Wes Anderson I think is always good. The tree I'm pretty sure probably was, but the like whenever he cuts to like any violence and it's like all cartoonish, I think that's another aspect of the style that's done really well here, because it really is just like a kind of cartoony film, but it's like still played so seriously. And I think the whole part on the actual Moonrise Kingdom is just so well done. How they're like trying to go there, and then like that's their whole objective, to go to that specific place, to avoid like all the adults, whatever, at the island. Since they're both kind of like troubled kids trying to get away, but very enjoyable film. I think whenever I watch it, it's always like
It's
Like
also
always
like a,
it hits. Yeah.
it puts a smile on my face. You know, I mean that's a lot of his movies, but this one in particular, you just like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Because
Warm.
it's
I'm
it's
just-
different from his others, like in terms of but like Isle of Dogs, there's no like connect between like the two young kids. Like in that one, it's more of like a plot with like a bigger, larger consequence of like saving all the
Well,
dogs.
I wouldn't say that that's the main plot point of Isle of Dogs, though. That just kind of happens. I think that
Yeah.
the dogs are more of the centerpiece, and the relationship with the oh god, I'm blanking on the names, but the kid and the main dog.
Mhm.
Can't remember the dog's name. This sucks. But we're gonna get to that later. I'm going to defend Isle of Dogs, or I'll just tell you how much I love it, and then you guys can just go from there.
Sean, did you have anything more?
No, not really. I guess.
Yeah. I think there's also just like some really great scenes like that, like when they're dancing on the beach. You know, like I think
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
quirky awkwardness, but it's really great.
I like the intro to this. This has a really good intro too, with the music in the
Mhm.
background and then just panning around the house. I like the intro to this one a
Yeah.
lot.
I think it's Bob Balaban's like narration at the beginning.
Yeah, it's got that one classical music song that also plays in Pride and Prejudice. Fun
Yeah.
fact. But it's like a I don't want to say it. It's too nerdy of me to just distinguish. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, and
I'm
actually,
stopping myself.
I was gonna say to add another thing. I think all the characters sort of have their own little like they're all so well developed. Like Bruce Willis has that thing with like Francis McDormand,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
they've got that dynamic going on, and then the like Tilda Swinton with the calls and their split screen. I just think that's so funny when Bruce Willis is like so confused. He's like, "What do I do with this random kid? Like, what are you telling me?" And like he's just facing pure bureaucracy. Yeah.
This is a fun one. I like it a lot.
I also love like the first scene where we see the Scoutmaster or Edward Norton, like when he's like going through like each kid and like telling them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just like such a great scene.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like it's just a panning, like, or just like keeps on moving, right?
Yeah, Wes
Yeah.
Anderson's little pans he does
Yeah.
works well.
Yeah.
in this one.
I love all the parts at the camp, and
Mhm.
that's the peak of tent camping right there. If you ever need to learn how to tent camp right, that's the way to do it.
Probably shouldn't build a treehouse like that though.
yeah.
That's what I like about this one too. It's so fantastical. Like even the normal stuff, it's just like no one builds a tent that perfect. Like it's such a fun fantasy
know.
thing.
But is there like
Whimsical.
like when Sam leaves and then the tent has like the hole in the wall?
Yeah.
All
The other
right.
thing about like how it's shot is like when they're like when it's shooting the house and like goes from like room to room.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
brought up. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Kind of like the Life Aquatic a little bit too, where it goes around the boat.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mhm.
I actually saw they built like a huge set for that to like be able to do
Wow.
the pan thing. It was insane. Which I mean, they did that in the French Dispatch, and then they like barely used it, which I was surprised because I was like,
Uh,
"You're doing it again, Wes?" Like I thought you'd pan a bit more around the whole thing. Because in Life Aquatic, that was a big shot.
yeah.
Whoa! Time out. Are they doing a new Star Wars show?
Book of Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, Book. Yeah.
Oh! There's a split. Oh, okay. Yeah, the trailer just popped on my TV. Interesting. All right, resume. Sorry, I was just like, wow, I didn't know this.
I think that's hopefully a good segue into the scores. I'm sticking with high S.
Yeah. I mean, also S, top of S. I mean,
Below Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm putting it at A. But I feel like I'm going to get outnumbered here, so it doesn't even matter what I say.
Cameron?
Probably high A or S.
I heard an S from Cameron. I think S regardless.
I think S regardless.
Sorry, Sophie.
That's okay. No, that's okay. I put it below Fantastic
Yeah, you just
Mr.
said
Fox. I
below.
get it.
So
Yeah.
No, but I get it. That's how I kind of felt when I first watched it, Sophie. But I think for me, it's just grown over time, rewatching the other ones too.
I've seen this one twice.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it just as much the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think about this movie much. If I think about, so I think more about the one coming up next is Dragon.
You know, I gotta show my Criterion that I just
Yeah.
I know, that's awesome.
Yeah, good release.
To be unboxed.
No, I love. So see, you guys talking about Moonrise Kingdom and praising it. That's all I want to do is now rewatch the movie and just like appreciate it. Like, I mean, I still love it. It's just not.
Yeah.
I like Fantastic Mr. Fox more.
I think I had a reverse sort of opinion.
Little Fantastic Mr. Fox right next to American Beauty. You guys can't see it, but there it is.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I feel the way that you do about Moonrise Kingdom, sort of about Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like
that's fair.
They're just switched for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I'd say that like my top 5, even top 6 Wes Andersons, I still love a lot. Like I have 7 of his films at least an 8 out of 10, which is like that's so high for me. And I love there's something to love in all of his movies. That's why it's hard to rank these, but especially with other people who have different opinions. So this is interesting. I like the discussion. So we'll continue. Are we doing the next movie now?
No,
So
we're stopping it right now.
Okay. Good night.
yeah, that's it. This is can't get better than that.
See you next time.
You don't. He doesn't. You're right.
Oh,
Sorry. I'll let you continue.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Grand Budapest Hotel. So, let's start with Cameron.
I think you can get better than Moonrise Kingdom, and that's the Grand Budapest Hotel. This is by far the one I've rewatched most. I've seen this movie so many times. I think the pace is it's perfect. It moves so perfectly through, and it has so many interesting set pieces. Yet, even though the scope is so big, and they're doing so much, it doesn't feel like it's trying to do too much for me. I think this is Wes Anderson at his peak, and I know that's a common opinion. Everyone kind of, I think this movie can get hyped up a lot, but I think there's a reason for it. So many interesting characters. Ralph Fiennes is a legend. He's so good in this. And the score is it's great. It's so quirky and interesting. I just love it so much. Tony Revolori, for being I think it's his feature film debut, isn't it?
It's got to be close. He wasn't done before that.
It's definitely somewhere there. Yeah.
Yeah, or either his first big movie or one of his.
He's in the lead, right?
Yeah.
Zero.
He fits perfectly into this world and into Wes Anderson's style. He's really good, and he's able to share the screen with Ralph Fiennes, which is not an easy task, especially in this one. So yeah, I love it.
I'll go next, I guess. I'll share the praise with Cameron. This was the first. It's interesting. I watched this back in 2014 in theaters in Chicago. No. Yes, in Chicago. In Northwestern, actually. Because I was there visiting a friend.
Oh.
And my friend is a super artsy film person. He was like, let's watch Grand Budapest Hotel. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but okay. And I went with my dad. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is so weird, but I love it so much. Why does this feel so perfect? And it was the first Wes Anderson movie I saw, and I fell in love with it. And after every rewatch, I've just enjoyed it more and more, and I'm just like, can't get better than this. It's so good. It's so hard to top this one because I have such a history with it. The score is incredible. the whole story is so good. I love Gustav. He's such a great character. He's so funny and he's so like he's very cocky but like charming. I love it. I love that it's kind of like a little Fantastic Mr. Fox vibe, but in real life. And then you've got is it Ralph Fiennes or Rafe? I don't know how to say his name. Rafe Fiennes. Yeah. He's the perfect character to play him. I love Saoirse Ronan and the guy, I don't know his name, the guy who plays Zero.
Tony Revolori.
And it was
him, Flash from the Spider-Man movies. Yeah. He's awesome in the movie, excellent. I want to eat everything they bake and the little cake. Oh my god, that taste is so good.
Vendels, yeah.
Like Cameron said, the score is, I think, it's between Fantastic Mr. Fox and this one. I don't know. I'd have to give the edge to this one, maybe. Fantastic Mr. Fox is more diverse because this one has like two main themes, and he also uses a lot of classical music. Like, okay, so when Old Zero is introducing Saoirse Ronan's character, I forgot. It's so hard to remember the names for these movies. There's so many.
Agatha.
Agatha. That's right. When he's like describing Agatha, that whole sequence, he uses a classical piece. It's not display, it's compositions, but it's so beautiful and it goes with the film so well. Mm-hmm. And I just love the pink tint that this movie has. It's so pretty. Let's see what else. Favorite scene. I probably love is this Monsieur Gustave of the hotel, and then he goes, and then they keep going back and forth. I love that scene so much. It's a great scene. And then when he's getting chased by Willem Dafoe, and he goes into like that's the whole scene. Yeah, there's a whole song that goes with it too. I know them by the songs of the album because I listen to the album songs a lot on the score. It's just so perfect. I have this at a 9 out of 10 for some reason. I'm moving this up to 10 out of 10 soon after rewatching it because I'm talking about it now and I'm like, damn, this movie's perfect. I love it so much. So it's my favorite. I put it at S+ tier. That's just me. High S. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys talk, and I'll probably chime in with other things as it moves on.
This is Willem Dafoe's best Wes Anderson role, I think.
Joplin, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's so good in this.
Definitely.
Knuckle. Yeah.
There's just so much that goes on. It's so fun.
Oh, the art museum scene.
Boy with Apple.
Oh yeah, of course. And then they replaced it with that one picture. And Adrian Brody's like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Oh my god!
Or something along those lines. Excuse my language, but yeah.
No, he does say.
Yeah,
you're
just quoting the movie.
I am, yeah. Is it what the hell is this shit or what the?
I
something
think it's
off
what
with
the fuck.
He's really good in this film. He's so scary, and when Agatha's carrying the painting in the elevator, and Adrian Brody just looks down at her, that is such a good shot.
Yeah, a lot of suspenseful moments.
What I quote the most of this movie is when Zero and Gustav are in the elevator, and it's just like a red background, and Gustav asks Zero a question, and I don't remember what the question or the answer was, but he just goes, "Very good."
Yeah.
It's so great. I love that so much. That's a huge inside joke within my friend group for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm like cheesing so hard. I love this movie. Sean, you can continue. I think we cut you off.
Oh wait, was I going? I don't remember saying.
I don't know. It's either Matthew, Sean, or Colin.
Sean String.
Or I can keep talking.
Yeah.
I can keep rambling about
talking.
15 minutes.
I'll just go since you mentioned me. I don't think you cut me off though. I wasn't saying anything. Because I really don't know what else to say. I mean, like, yeah, this is like one of Wes Anderson's peak in my opinion. Like, it's just so. I mean, I think it's almost now kind of like a cliche to say like, man, this is like the most Wes Anderson thing.
Until
like, yeah, I mean,
wait till you watch French Dispatch. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think at this point it's almost a binary. It's like it's either Wes Anderson or it's not, and you know Wes Anderson's always Wes Anderson. So except for Bottle Rocket, maybe.
There's
but-
hints of it in there.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, for sure.
Oh.
Oh,
What just happened?
I
Wait,
don't know.
Did we lose
Add.
it?
Can I close
No,
this?
no, just scroll up.
That's how I felt when
Yeah.
you dissed Bottle
Okay.
Rocket. I'm just choking myself.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, wow,
Can't
Billy
believe-
Murray just appeared. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I love his humor. It's something I'll get more into the French Dispatch. This one, the color scheme is like the brightest, and like everything is so meticulous. I think maybe even more than Moonrise Kingdom. So it's like watching a moving painting. Like it's a beautiful film, I think. I had this one as my favorite, I think, and then like I just think I personally enjoy like Moonrise Kingdom a bit better. It's not like a quality thing. It's like that's
Yeah,
the only
no.
reason I think I boosted it a bit. Like so I think I've gone back and forth recently between the two. These are for sure my top. Well, these before the French Dispatch, these were for sure my top two. That's a big questionable now. I don't want to get too much into that, but like the Grand Budapest Hotel was like my top among his for a while, I think, before I kind of like decided to. The Moonrise Kingdom is personally my favorite of his, but yeah, it's such a good quality film. I think I just put it before Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't know about Moonrise Kingdom. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, but that's still one that's personally my favorite of his.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat to Sean. I mean, Grand Budapest Hotel does a lot of things right that Moonrise Kingdom does right. I will agree that Grand Budapest probably has the edge on the score. I think it is a better score. But other than that, I mean, they're so neck and neck to me that Moonrise Kingdom wins just by being something I like more personally. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much of a difference between them in terms of quality in my eyes. So I would rank it. I don't have much more to say. I'd probably put it above Fantastic Mr. Fox and just below Moonrise Kingdom, but S either way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like Moonrise Kingdom and Fantastic Mr. Fox more than the Grand Budapest Hotel, but still just great overall. Nothing else to really add. Besides Harvey Keitel is also he's great as the
He's
winner.
fun.
Yeah.
Who is that?
He's the guy that
Ludwig.
Huh?
Ludwig is his character.
Who is he? Describe I don't know names. I know what they look like.
He helps.
He's one who
Ray
makes the
Fiennes.
plans to like escape.
In
Right.
the prison.
In the
He's
prison.
got a tongue tattoo.
Oh,
he's
he's
the
in the
older
prison.
guy.
Yeah.
he's older.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, the very
He's a
deep
scoutmaster. He's like the head scoutmaster in Moonrise Kingdom as well.
Mhm.
The one that Edward Norton carries on his back once the tent explodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's really. Oh, I love. It's just such a great scene. Anytime they're on the train and they're like, "Give me your papers," and then Gustav's like, "Everything's fine. This boy's allowed to be on the train." Ah! And then they get into a little fight. Great.
Get your hands off my lobby boy.
Love you, boy. Yeah. Get your hands off my love you, boy.
Yeah. One of the
Oh,
quotes.
Jude Law narrating. Jude Law narrating is
Yeah.
Mhm.
beautiful. Or just
They knew
speaking.
what to do there.
I love his voice. Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes is so bad. What is wrong with him? Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Football.
Are you watching
Football.
football? Okay.
I
Or
am.
some
Monday
other
Night
sport.
Football. I have fantasy things to win.
Ah,
But
no,
yeah.
play.
Yeah, I have no problems putting this in S tier. I know most of all of you guys think it's higher than Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm okay with putting it above, but
It's higher than Moonrise Kingdom for me, but that's
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, Cameron. Wait, did you go yet? Or
I think, yeah. Well, I didn't see my grade, but yeah, it's highest for me. S, top of S for me.
top of
wait,
it for
so
me
yeah,
too.
me and Colin have Moonrise above it.
I have Moonrise above it as well. So
Okay, and then you
Okay.
two
where we
had
would place it, yeah.
Budapest. Okay, okay,
Mhm.
just checking.
What does Jacob think? Oh no, never mind. He said Moonrise
Jacob
Kingdom S+.
put Moonrise Kingdom at S plus. So
Damn.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
he does. He hasn't said anything since, but I think that means Moonrise
doesn't-
Kingdom fans win this round.
He already said his Isles of Dogs opinion, right?
He likes it more than Fantastic Mr. Fox,
Yeah.
which I think is a
Wow.
good segue.
I swear, if Isle of Dogs gets anywhere below an A, I will fight.
I don't
I
want
will
to start where I should think it should be.
I'll
Then
fight.
never mind.
You know what?
Dang.
Just to improve the average, I'm gonna fight for an S tier for Isle of Dogs. I swear. Honestly, it's so good. And I'm gonna tell a story. Can I talk now?
I mean, you
Yo.
already are.
I'm
so-
always the first one to
Go-
start.
go
You
for
already
Okay,
started, bro.
so Isle of Dogs. I watched this on an airplane for the first time, and I'm like, ooh, Wes Anderson. I'm here thinking he's a new director and has only come out with like 3 films. So when I realized, when I was like, so I watched an SNL skit. I was talking to Matthew about this. Had they make fun of like if Wes Anderson were to create a horror movie, and
Yeah.
that funny SNL skit. And I'm here thinking, how'd they get that much material with only 3 movies? What? And that's when I realized he had so much other stuff before. And I was like, holy shit, he has other movies. This is good. So after I watched Grand Budapest and Isle of Dogs, I knew Fantastic Mr. Fox was a thing. I just didn't know it was him. So that's when I got more into him back in 2018. 2019, I don't know. Yeah, 2018 is Isle of Dogs. I love this movie. I was laughing. It was so much fun. I'm a big dog person, but I think the biggest flaw is that they didn't use Shiba Inu. It is a
Yeah.
Japanese movie, and Shibas are Japanese. What? What a
Yeah,
missed opportunity. I have
I
Shibas
know.
at home, so that's why I'm like, I'm not even going to get into that. However, I love dogs. I love the story. It's a lot of fun. I love the vibe. The music is great. Alexander Desplat has
Yeah.
Desplat. I don't know how to say his name. It's so unique sounding. I wanted it to win. Actually, no. I really like Black Panther that year. But this was also a very good score. Fit perfectly with the film.
I think it feels
not
to
as
catch
good.
one, but you know.
It's not as I don't like it as much as Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is interesting because when I watched Fantastic Mr. Fox for the first time, I thought Isle of Dogs was better. Then I kept watching it. I watched both again, and I'm like, no, Fantastic Mr. Fox has better characters, better development, better story. But this one, I still love I don't know, maybe because it's my second Wes or one that I've like watched a lot more than the others. It just stuck with me, and I really enjoyed it, and I felt really happy in the end because it's a beautiful story about a kid and a dog. Like, I don't know, I'm maybe biased to just dog stories, and it's got that West charm to it. You've got Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good as one of the
Chief.
dogs' names, like Chief,
Chief.
because there's Duke, there's King, there's something else. There's a lot of
Rex.
names.
Boss.
Yeah.
Duke.
This is why I don't choose Wes Anderson as a category, like a strength. I don't know anyone's name. I don't know anyone's name. But it's awesome. I really like it. There's a nice twist in the movie too, which I thought was great. I did not see coming. I was like, oh, it's a plot twist. This is awesome. Yeah, it's my third favorite. Honestly, probably interchangeable with Moonrise Kingdom for me. It's up there. Moonrise Kingdom is probably objectively the better film, but I personally like Isle of Dogs better. Because it has that. I don't know. I don't know how else I can defend this movie. I just really like it, and I've said a lot already. So you guys suck, and then I'll add more later.
Isle of Dogs is still a good movie, but I liked it less on rewatch. But it's, still good. I think the stop motion animation is beautiful. Like I think
Excellent.
the sushi scene is just one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen like of all
I
time.
love that scene so much.
Yeah.
It's such a good scene.
Yeah, so cool.
There's a really great group of characters, and then just like Atari, like looking for spots, and, like I really enjoyed that, and then some cool cameos as well. Like Scarlett Johansson voicing the show dog, or like Tilda Swinton voicing Oracle. So yeah, great
That was good.
as well.
It was good.
As
Cast.
always.
Voice cast.
I don't know what else to much. I don't have much to say about this one though. I think it's good, but it's not one of my favorites.
I guess I'll go next. Yeah, I'm similar boat. It's decent. I remember first time I saw it, I was really excited to see it because like my family is vacationing in Colorado, and we tons of things to do planned. But like Isle of Dogs was showing there. I wasn't showing anywhere near Indiana at the time, so I begged my parents to let me go see it by myself, and I did. And I remember walking out of the theater and having liked it, but I have no desire to return to it at all. Um, like I was studying or brushing up on some Wes Anderson before one of my matches, and I was flying back from Florida, and I downloaded Isle of Dogs, and I was like ready to watch it, and I just could not bring myself to rewatch it. Um, so yeah, for that alone, it's still a good movie. I'd probably rank it a high B, low A, but especially compared to Fantastic Mr. Fox, when you only have 2 stop motion animation movies in your filmography, Fantastic Mr. Fox just blows it out of the water in my eyes. So yeah, I'd be happy for it to be an A because it really is a pretty good film. It's just not one I'm super eager to return to compared to a lot of the rest of his filmography.
I would agree with Colin. I saw it in theaters. I remember liking it. It's obviously a good film still. But yeah, I like Matthew revisited it, and it's a bit. I think it's a bit weaker out of his films. Still enjoyable, but just compared, I think, to his other ones. Yeah, like Colin said, like I think this is just a weaker version of Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't know. It's like a little straightforward, and then I think the ending's a bit expected. I just think I don't know if I'd put it in A. Like I just think there's other ones that deserve to be higher. I mean,
What other ones? There's one left.
There's not too many left, Sean.
no. I'm not left. I mean, like Royal
I'm there
Tenenbaums. I
already?
think this
Okay.
should go.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight for that one.
I was gonna say I think this should go behind Royal Tenenbaums. I honestly think it should go behind Life Aquatic, but I don't think it's gonna get there.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
I
man.
would put it behind Rushmore.
I never said anything that hard.
I would put it behind
Wait,
Rushmore personally.
You would, Matt?
Yeah,
Okay.
man. All right. Jeez.
I mean, it's
Oh,
it's
wow.
good, but like I said, it's just comparatively, only comparatively is
Yeah, compared to the rest
weaker,
of his
I think.
filmography.
Yeah, like it's at least less than Tenenbaums. I'd say it's I think clearly less than Fantastic Mr. Fox, given that those are both stop motion animations. And I think Fantastic Mr. Fox is like just kind of clearly a more, I don't know, succinct version of the stop motion that he was going for, and had a lot better, I don't know, heart, and like yeah, I don't have much else to add.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy this one, and I think Bryan Cranston elevates it to make it even better. I wish.
Jacob said Bryan
High five.
Cranston is great.
Yeah,
He's good in the film.
like when he's in the right role, he just it's just amazing. Like he can be a legend, obviously from Breaking Bad, but he really shows his talent here too. I wish he was in more Wes Anderson where they could find it fitting for him. He's just a great voice actor. He's got such a cool voice.
Yeah, that's true.
And he brings so much heart just from his own performance to the movie. But yeah, there are parts that aren't as memorable in it, but I enjoy it overall. I'd probably put it behind Rushmore.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
All right, I put it in front of Moonrise Kingdom on S. I'm proclaiming it
Okay,
favorite.
that's not how we're
So it
doing the
goes-
averaging, right? Like
So it goes to A.
I thought we were doing majority to an extent,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
averaging a
Alan,
bit.
where would you put it then? Behind Rushmore or behind Royal Tenenbaums?
Wait, you're asking me?
Yeah,
Sean. Oh,
Colin. Yeah. Because Sean already said.
no, God, I put it below Royal Tenenbaums, but I wouldn't go as far. Yeah, I think it has a slight edge on Rushmore. I wouldn't put it below Rushmore.
Okay.
Are we not counting my vote?
I'm counting your
Yeah,
vote
no,
because
Yeah,
I'm
but
putting
I'll
it
get to the
there
vote.
instead of behind Rushmore because your vote pushes it up.
I mean, yeah, it averaged,
Yes.
it averaged
Let's
out too because
go.
I put it below
Oh,
Life
it's
Aquatic.
behind Royal Tenenbaums. I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have
I
both
think
of
it
those.
averaged.
I have Royal Tenenbaums, Isle of Dogs, and Rushmore all at an 8 out of 10. So I'm okay.
It averages out too because I wanted it behind Life Aquatic, so that's got to be.
Oh my God, are you serious? This has so much more heart than Life Aquatic. Are you kidding me?
It does,
They're
yeah.
dogs.
I disagree.
They're dogs. They're dogs. It's so cute.
I disagree. The father-son relationship in Life Aquatic, I think, is a bit better than like, oh well, let's just not kill all dogs. Like that's obvious.
They're not
That's a
killing all the
given.
dogs, Sean. They're sending them to the trash island.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too. I think that's just a given bad
villain.
thing.
That's another thing that some of these films, like they suffer from having a good villain.
What do you mean such
Isle
a
of
great
Dogs has
villain?
such a good villain. Like it's
just like a government dude.
Yeah,
I know. He's such a great villain. He wants to kill dogs. It's
What do you mean
awesome.
such a great villain? He's just some government person
But
that's
he's so
obviously
evil.
bad. He's obviously
so
bad.
evil.
Like there's nothing more. He's just the
Borg is
evil.
supposed
And he
to be a little
poisons.
more.
He sends sushi with poison. Like that's amazing.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's filmed so well.
But Life
Yeah, it is
Aquatic
filmed
has
so
like
well.
Jeff
That gives it a few
Goldblum as
points.
Borg
I
is
don't know,
supposed to have a
Sean.
little more nuance
I
because
thought
at
we
least
were
they're
friends,
protecting their
buddy.
businesses and livelihood. So
Wait, who's more?
Borg is supposed to be in from Fantastic Mr. Fox, because they're protecting their livelihood. Sure,
Oh
they
yeah,
go
no,
to-
for sure
they go to
they're
extreme
better
lengths.
villains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And one
I
of
know.
them's Michael Gambon.
I'm not saying it's better
yeah,
than Fox.
me too. But
It's not. But I'd put it on.
Jacob says
Yes.
he thinks the father-son relationship is one of the weaker parts of Life Aquatic.
I mean, I
don't remember.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
could say that.
I don't remember it, so
I would just
I
say
don't
it's still
remember it.
better. It's still a better dynamic than like I'm trying to save my dog, like
Sean,
because he's my
It's
dog.
not just his dog. It's not his
Like,
dog.
the
Oh,
dog
That's the
can't even
thing.
talk to him,
It's a
right?
stray
Bryan
dog.
Cranston.
And they build the relationship, even though the dog is like, I bite and I hate humans, blah. And he just gets soft on him because he realizes it's a kid and he has to protect. Oh,
Well,
so
I just think
beautiful.
the relationship is developed so late where it's like, oh, okay, like he helped this
Well, it
kid,
takes time.
and like they can't talk,
I think it's
and the
great.
kid doesn't talk, and it's also, I think the problem is just so general. It's just like all dogs are like dying, like it's
Because they have the flu.
like that's
the
such a clear bad
snout
thing
flu or whatever.
that it's
Yeah.
like very obvious, and then like Life Aquatic is just a more like it's got more. I think like it's got like other characters and dynamics between them, and then also like crazy like terrorists hijacking their boat or whatnot. It's just it's a goofy fun film, like, and then I think Isle of Dogs is just much more straightforward. That's why I think it suffers a bit. It's too straightforward.
Okay. That's interesting. I don't think it's straightforward at all. There's so much going on. There's a lot of
Well,
characters,
there's so
a lot
much
of
going on,
dogs.
but it's like Dog Island, save dogs. That's it. Like,
well, yeah, you
well,
can
not
boil
that's
a lot
okay.
of
Not
these films
that's
down to
it.
that. That's yeah. You can
But
boil
I'm
a lot
just
of
saying the
these down to
plot
that.
is much more simpler, I think, because it's like, you
Alright.
got the government bad dude, you got the rebellious teen from the paper or whatever.
Greta Gerwig?
Wait,
Gerwig,
it's not the
yeah.
paper, yeah. Who's like
She's just
against
a little
the
reporter.
It's
conspiracy.
definitely
Yeah,
one of the weaker parts of Isle of Dogs.
yeah,
I didn't really care for her character.
yeah. She's just like, just the rebellious person who's against the conspiracy, which we all know is bad. Like,
I love Greta Gerwig, but
Biscuitu. I love it.
all
So
right.
cute.
Before we
fine.
move on, just gonna bring
Yeah,
up that Jacob says Grand Budapest is definitely S.
Yes.
well,
Yes.
and I
That
will,
is
I will
plus,
say, I cared more about the dogs than the humans. I think their whole dynamic was good, but then it kept going
I
back to
think
the
that you're
humans.
supposed to. You are supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
But like
Dog
it kept
supremacy.
it's not Isle of Dogs.
it kept going to the whole like meta thing of what they're doing to the dogs and the government stuff that was like just so straightforward. I
Yeah.
think.
It
love
does
this
have more
movie.
heart than some of those, for sure. I do agree with that.
I really liked it. I guess more than most, obviously. So
I like.
I really like it too, but compared to Wes
I don't
Anderson's
dislike
filmography,
I don't know. I don't know what makes me like this one more than his others. I guess it's just got that West charm as well. I really love his stop motion stuff. I have
Yeah.
like I've got the edge on. Well, besides Grand Budapest, but Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs are in my top three. And
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe it's the animation. It's just the way
I
it looks.
like the style of both, to be honest. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's so
And
great, and I
I
hope
really
he
like
does
the
more.
story for both. I'm a big fan of the characters as well. I love the group of dogs that stick together and they have like little meetings of like, should we kill the boy? And it's funny, it's cute, it's charming. I have the edge on the animation.
Mhm.
Oh, they scored. Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. I don't mind the placement. I guess I just whatever. I spoke my love for it, and not everyone agrees, but that's okay.
I spoke my moderate disliking.
Sean, it's okay. We're still friends.
Moderate. I don't know. Disliking comparatively. I'll have to add that. I don't know how to say I like this movie, but not as much as the others.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the word would that be. Moderate.
Let's do French Dispatch, unless anyone else has more to say about this.
Well, before we move on to the French Dispatch, Cameron has not watched it yet, so I won't be or just.
Oh no, it's okay. No, you guys can say what you want about it.
I'm gonna refrain from any spoilers. I'm just gonna say what I think about it.
It's not really spoiler heavy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to spoil it.
It's not a spoiler heavy movie.
I just want to talk about really specific jokes I liked, and I hope that's
there's
not
definitely
spoiling it.
something in the third story that I don't want to say at all.
No, but yeah, I don't care. Don't do it just for me. Don't refrain from your thoughts or what you want to talk about it. If I have to, I can mute. But yeah, I do want to see it a lot. The trailers make it look really good.
I think you're gonna like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can talk generally.
All right, I want Sean to talk first. He gave this 5 stars.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I can totally go because like this one, I think personally I was most like, or I was looking forward to because like I work at a newspaper. Like this was about a newspaper. I think I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did because I was going in like there's another Wes Anderson. I know it's gonna be solid. I know I'm gonna like it obviously. Like, but it was just so like I felt like it was funniest in my opinion. It's hilarious, and then like just all the tropes I could like see parts of myself in, like the Timothy Chalamet is like a random university student like playing chess. Like that was like in that way was so good. Just the concept of it. I love the whole like Wes Anderson's humor and the concepts behind it because it's so like idiosyncratic. It's like there's so much going on and it's kind of hard to keep up, but it's like it's so like just well done. Like there's especially the parts where it's like there's stories within stories of like the reporters writing and whatnot. Like that was so clever and really engaging, I think. Yeah, I like there's and he does a lot in this movie too, like with this style. Like he goes there's an animated section. Yeah, there's an animated section.
The animated section was awesome.
The color, like black and white, and then like color, there's sections of that. He's doing a lot in it, and I think all of it works really well. I can't really think of any that doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, his humor is at I think its peak here. It's just the like straightforward delivery of like just the most random lines works really well, and the like absurd circumstances he creates. Like I think the first story is I think the best. I really enjoyed the second one as well. And then I think the third is where it suffers a bit, but it was still really well done, obviously. And I think, the film just like sticks the landing as well with like the whole, I really like the narrative of the stories, like how it's reporters telling stories. And then like once they get out, you know, they're like sort of back in the newspaper. And I really enjoyed it, I think, more than I was expecting to, which like I was kind of surprised by because I'm like, how could I like a Wes Anderson like that much again, you know, like as compared to like Moonrise Kingdom or like I don't know, Grand Budapest or something like that. But this one I think really surprised me, and there were so many characters too. It was just I love how he created like all so many unique ones, even if they're just for a second. It's like that's still such a creative thing and so unique and hilarious. I think I don't know. I'll hold off until I hear you guys' thoughts on the ranking because I've only seen it once. I want to see it again to confirm where it sits, but it's very high for me, I will say.
Yeah, I got to be careful as well due to recency bias. I watched it the same day Sean did. I would agree that it's his funniest film. Yeah, I just think a lot of the clips that are usually spread out, and his films are like one after another here. The third one is the weakest story. I think the first two are pretty rock solid. Third one's his weakest story, but Jeffrey Wright is incredible. He should have been in Wes Anderson films a long time ago. And I really like that animation style that occasionally switches to. I think if you tighten it up a bit, I think you could do a whole movie off of in that style. I'd at least be interested to see it. Of course, I know we all want other stop motion animation films from him, I'm sure. So who knows? But I think it could definitely work. It's a nice animation style, and it definitely keeps the third act of the film from dragging. When it's a little tough to rate it because like it is an anthology movie, but like I am rating a third of the movie like not as good as the rest. Like I saw a third, but so I can't put it at my very top, but it's a lot of fun, and it's got that polish that his later movies have. So I can't be too hard on it either. So yeah, I'll hold off until the end, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think this movie is great. Like you guys have already said, the comedy anthology movies are generally like not that great. I guess like I've seen a lot where I just like didn't like it, but I enjoyed all three stories. I think my personal favorite is still the first one, but I think the third one is better than the second personally. But
I agree with you, Matthew.
I still enjoyed every story and like just was engaged in everything, and like all the actors did a really great job. I think this is the most Wes Anderson-y movie I've seen.
Yeah,
I would say
he just keeps outdoing himself.
Yeah, it's like even more than the Grand Budapest Hotel
and Moonrise somehow. It's amazing.
So yeah, like all the framing is great, cinematography. I like how he uses like black and white and like uses when he decides that to use color and stuff like that within the black and white story. And
oh yeah, sorry, the acting is wonderful. I didn't mention that. Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Everyone
in an earlier one, yeah.
So yeah, like in the first story, I think Benicio del Toro is this his first Wes Anderson movie as well?
I think so.
He was great.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I really liked his character. I think it was just really funny to see him like painting, and that whole plot line was great.
When they're trying to get him out, he goes, "They had it coming." I literally died when he said that in the little. I don't want to say too much about it because Cameron's sake. But when they're trying to get him out of prison, he's trying to defend himself from what he did. And when he says they had it coming, I just burst out laughing. It's just really funny the way he's just like, I don't care. They had it coming.
Yeah, also, the wheelchair scene is great.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I died.
The way that's filmed is
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah,
that's another thing I want to add. Like whenever Wes Anderson, he rarely switches his like MO of like
his style.
But whenever he does, it's like perfect. Like, yeah.
I think this is only a thing in the first story, if I remember correctly, but I really like the style of everyone just pausing and him just moving from frame to frame, and everyone's just like a still shot. I love that. Yeah. I think that was only used in the first story. Then again, I've seen it twice, so I know a little bit more details. Also, I got a little pin that says "No crying."
Wow. God, yeah, that's.
And I also have a little baggie.
Dang, where'd you get those? What the?
I went to an early screening of it last Monday.
Yeah, she has.
So I won a bunch of stuff. I didn't know about these screenings until like this year, and apparently they've been going on for a while. So now I'm watching movies for free, and it's awesome.
Wow.
They have them. They have them in Indianapolis too, but like you guys, it's like an hour from you. So.
That's worth it though.
It's
I
worth
honestly,
it.
to some extent.
Yeah. So if it's as long as it's
Definitely.
not on a weekday,
I'm gonna send links
Yeah.
to everyone because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
use
you
2
gotta see the
websites.
links.
I'm gonna send
It's-
links because it's legit. Like
That's
I've
awesome.
gotten it.
Man, that's
I
great.
got into Dune and I got into French Dispatch. I'm watching Eternals on Wednesday. So
Oh my gosh.
So if
That's
you know,
awesome.
is it because you're a Letterboxd famous? So
no, this is
Yeah, it's probably
literally
like a letterbox
it's a website and you just get the tickets. It's first come first serve, but still it's all right. Let me talk about French Dispatch.
no, you can tell us after the.
Yeah, I'll see after.
But,
The
just
French
want to bring
Dispatch.
up. Jacob said
Yes,
that
they
Adrian
do.
Brody needs
Yes,
to
they
This is
do.
a dynamic. It's a
Yeah.
dynamic I didn't think would work, but it works really well. And there's a scene. There's a scene that just cracks me up in the first story where it literally just says 3 years later, and Adrian Brody is like, "It's 3 years later."
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's just it made me laugh so much. I was just like, "Of course you're gonna say that. It's 3 years later." Hey, it's 3 years later. Where are my paintings? Oh, it's great. I love it.
That's a great scene.
I think I agree with everyone with what's been said. It's oh god, I have it in the middle of the pack, below Moonrise Kingdom, just because I still like Moonrise Kingdom better. But it's up there with like my top. I don't know. It's hard to rank because it's recency.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the stories. I could have easily watched another 4 hours of this movie. It went by so fast because of the way it was structured. It was so pretty to look at. Another thing that you guys, I know you brought up the style and then the colors, but I really like how there were some scenes that the aspect ratio just changes to full screen.
Yeah.
If
And that's
you
also
rewatch
in
it,
the
you'll
Grand
catch.
Budapest Hotel. So like,
Yes.
yeah.
But this one with the colors, and they also the use of the spotlight onto the face, it's just like focus. I really like that too. Just little details. He plays around with. Oh, I heard myself echo. Sorry.
That's okay.
He plays around with like a bunch of the camera style, and I really like that because it works so well in this kind of movie, and he just does everything right. Again, I think what it suffers is the development. Even though we do get development, I thought we got the most development in the first and the third.
Yeah.
The second one was not as strong. I still liked it. I think. Okay, hold on. In terms of development, the second one it wasn't as strong, but I still enjoyed all three. I really liked Jeffrey Wright's story, especially the whole animated car chase scene, and even like the end with the doctor. I don't want to say anything, but that scene was really, really powerful.
Oh
like,
yeah.
With him and Bill Murray keeping a certain piece, I thought that was really good. And in terms of the score, it's interesting because I listened to the whole thing. I really liked what they did. The obituary really.
Nope.
Oh,
no.
wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh, darn.
Oh no.
Jeez. That was a little like blip
Well,
too. Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to bring up that the orange cat counter is at 1 because of the French.
Sorry.
So
Good point. Good point.
but
Yeah, we
so
can hear you now. Yes.
You're back.
I don't know what happened. That never happened. Well, I guess I'm watching this too on the same time. Okay. Where was I? The score. Okay. I have a small problem with the score. And it's the same reason I have a problem with in Moonrise Kingdom. The third story, the score is good, but it repeats itself so much that it kind of becomes annoying. I'm like, all right, I need a different song. Come on. It's like, let me see, can I sound it out? Did I remember the song? I can't remember the song off the top of my head, but it's like the same tune over and over again, and I'm just like, okay, I need something different, which is why I like Story 1 so much, because the piano pieces that were played throughout the first story were beautiful, and they were all different. And the second story barely uses Alexandra's score. They use a bunch of different songs and just compositions from different composers, which I thought was interesting. And I'm just talking about the score too much now, but I really liked it overall. Great film. I probably smack in the middle, A tier for sure. Maybe high B, but we have so many in B that I just probably put in an A.
Oh, well, now that we're getting tiers, I'd probably say S definitely. It's above Fantastic Mr. Fox. I could go before or behind Grand Budapest, but not above Moonrise.
I wanted to say that. Wait, I'll wait for Sophie.
I'm back. Sorry.
Wait, did you hear
so-
that? Or
What?
Sean, do you want? I guess you can.
did you hear what I suggested it as to be ranked as, or what?
No, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I said for sure S tier. I think
Okay.
above Fantastic Mr. Fox, I could go before or after Grand Budapest, but no higher than Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay, I wanted to say
Moonrise
that
Kingdom is already on the. Yeah,
I haven't listened to the score because I've been listening to the Last Night in Soho score and soundtrack.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't listened to the Last Night in Soho score. What? It's already on Spotify?
Yeah, it is. And you
Is
have
it-
two
Who
versions
is it?
of
It's
Anya
Stephen
Taylor-Joy
Price,
singing
right?
Downtown. Yeah, Stephen Price.
Downtown
But
was a
wasn't
really
listening
good
to
song.
the
There
too.
wasn't really much of a score. It was all songs.
No, I noticed the score pretty. Like
Yes, you sent me. You were listening to it this morning. You were listening to Neon, right?
yeah, it's called Neon.
Ah,
It's the
yes.
5-minute long track. That is
3
great.
minutes.
Oh, it's 3 minutes. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to this.
Yeah, listen to it after.
Oh
But
wow,
That's why
yeah.
I haven't paid attention to the French Dispatch score quite yet because I was.
Well,
I've been listening
If
to
you're
that.
looking to catch up on 2021 scores, I have an entire playlist of
I like
a
that.
bunch
Yeah,
of songs
this is
from
great.
2021.
Yeah.
Except it's missing the Last Night in Soho.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Hold on. I'm gonna add it. I promise. Okay. I'm gonna add it. Oh, it's like my favorite playlist. I've been listening to it every day. I love it so much.
Then the dude.
Jungle Cruise has such a good score. It really does. Okay, I'm getting besides the point. Sorry.
Do we want to go through like each story a little and like say like what we liked about it as well, just because like
Yeah,
instead-
we can do that.
For sure.
like my favorite is I think for all of us our favorites is the first story, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we had already talked about Benicio del Toro and Adrian Brody and what anything you guys would in particular want to say?
I really like the part where Adrian Brody brings back the painting and they're looking at it with the uncles and they're like, "What is this?" And they kind of just banter throughout and they're like, "I don't understand it." And he's like, "That's the point." And it's just
Yeah.
really funny. I like that
Mhm.
scene a lot. Very, very, very good. It's one of my favorite scenes from that story. But yeah, again, you said Benicio del Toro. I love his entire character in this, and him and Adrian Brody back and forth. Great. It just has I think this has the most heart, the story with the most heart and the most and it's the most I don't know, like it's kind of like sad, some of the parts that this character has to go through because he's in prison, and it's just like the thoughts that he has too. It's like it's depressing, but I don't know.
They really make you empathize with like someone who's actually kind of insane. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's
Only
funny.
Wes. Only Wes.
I do think like the art thing and just among all the sections, it's a really good satire of whatever section it is, because I forget sometimes it's like art, politics, and poetry is the section, and the newspaper, and then food. So it's like each a little section of like one aspect, which is really cool. But with the art one, that was a really good section where he was talking about like I don't understand it. But then I also just remembered the vibe between Benicio del Toro and the one guard who I'm forgetting the name of.
Yes, they do.
Simone. Yeah, Simone.
Yes, they do.
Simone. I think she did a really good job. I don't want to say too much, but when he was like in the chair, that scene really both funny and like impactful. I think like even though their relationship was kind of like a bit, it wasn't explored much. I think it was well done. They both did a good job acting it, and very like fun to watch. I don't know what else to add about the art part, but
Colin, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I mean, not too much I can add. They're dead. Benicio del Toro and Lea Seydoux, I guess is yes, that's it. The cute dynamic between the two of them. I said it's one of his funniest films. This is the funniest part of it. I think its jokes are going pretty fast. Yeah, and it's well. I think it's the most well paced as well. Yeah, it's just the strongest out of all of them, and it's a lot of fun.
I also enjoy like how it cuts away to Tilda Swinton, and yeah.
It's like, oh, good God, that's me. Are you talking about that?
Oh,
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was great.
That was funny.
She
Yeah,
is.
all the. Sorry.
Sorry, you go.
No, okay. All the reporters like interjections are usually pretty funny.
Yeah, the interjections for sure. Yeah.
I think that works well in every single one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was talking. So sorry, but that's what I was talking about with the meta thing. It's like it's a reporter giving like a presentation of their story, but like it's just it's interesting because like it's through the lens of like they're editing this story, but it's also through the lens of like the reporter telling how they wrote it, and so when it comes back to her giving this like presentation, that's just such a like well done sort of satire of like those public presentations and lectures that go on at colleges, and she's just literally like, I don't want to spoil too many jokes, but she's just like, I'm gonna start drinking now, and it just does, and then it goes back to that. I love the humor. Like
Perfect, because Jacob just mentioned that Tilda Swinton, when she starts to have a drink, is when.
Yeah,
so
like when they play the absurd stuff the straightest, it's like just it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And then I think the Owen Wilson interjection is like around. I can't remember exactly where it was in the movie, but
The
It's the
beginning.
beginning.
it is near the beginning,
It's before,
right? So,
it's right before story one. It's like 3
Okay.
pages, and he just goes around a little bike.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he
He's
says, I put this in my review today. He says something about there's children that are half drunk off the blood of Christ. It was so freaking funny. Because I'm like, yeah, that happens. Sure. It's so great. I love that quote so much.
It's pretty short, so I didn't. It works because it's Owen Wilson mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also where the orange cat shows up, just bringing up the countdown. So yeah, we can talk about the second one now. I think personally it's my least favorite. I think the characters aren't as well developed as the first and the third story, but I still enjoyed it. And like Timothée Chalamet and Frances McDormand are both really good. So
I think it suffers from the fact that it had too many characters, but I really do like how they focused on Frances McDormand kind of struggling on the fact that she's lonely but doesn't accept it until the the end. I feel bad for just saying everything about these stories. Sorry, Cameron. But it's not really just spoilers. It's just about what they are. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I did like her. They tried to develop her as best they can, given the 30-minute short story that they gave that story, and it kind of ends on a little bit of a sad note. I'm not going to say anything about it, but like I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I do like how this one does change from. This one has the aspect ratio. I mean, they probably all do. They actually all do. But this one has the big one, and the camera actually starts moving with everyone. It's not like super perfect and symmetrical. It kind of just gets wobbly in the end when they're all talking during the big chess match. I like that. That was really good. It kind of made you feel like you were there with them, as opposed to just like watching, which is something Wes rarely does, which is why I like that. But yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah. This is my second favorite, I'd say. I still really like this one because like I think the characters are just so fun. I mean, the intro is amazing with when they're in the hall, they're frozen, like and like doing a great chess battle, like it's they're deciding something, and I just love how for some reason that game is like the deciding factor of whatever is going on in this story. Like I don't know why the generals would be doing that with students, but it's just the concept of it is I love it. I think Frances McDormand has some they develop her quite well, and she's got some good parts where it's like her what's interesting is like her sort of talking about journalistic integrity, and it's like she's clearly broken it already, but it still brings it up, like, and that sort of is a bit where like the other sort of narrative that is framed under, like the newspaper comes in. She's like not supposed to be doing this. She's supposed to be just like looking at what's going on and telling a story about it, but she's like getting involved and trying to help direct these. Well, I don't want to say too much, but so I like that. I think Timothée Chalamet's character is just so, like I said, unique and fun, and just him and the other girl do such a good job of depicting like the
Rebellious
activist college
teenagers.
student, rebellious teenagers,
Well,
like
They're a little more adult than this, but still, it's got that rebellious vibe to it. You know?
Yeah.
they are a little bit more
I
adult.
want to go in the girls' dormitory. I'm shy of my new muscles. That was funny.
Yeah.
It's funny
There
that
is a-
he says that, given the fact that Duncan Idaho in Dune says, "Hey, you have muscle," and he's like, "I do." It's like, nope. In Dune, it's like a whole muscle thing now. It's funny.
Yeah,
Also, he says the name of Paul in the movie, so
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, that's
they
right. He
take
does.
place in the same universe.
Um, but yeah.
That's in Dune.
the one little argument they had where they were trying to decide who to, like, what picture to put up or whatever, and then they like listed the thing. That was, I thought, really funny. I do get how it might have a lot of characters that get confusing, because honestly I was confused at one part when they like switched to the sort of meta play, like of how
Oh, the play,
something
yeah.
happened. Yeah, that was a little confusing, but I don't know, I just think it was still really
That was
well
deep.
done over.
That was really
Yeah.
dark.
And then it got, like you said, Sophie, it got darker later, and I think that was actually a pretty emotional part when they
Yeah.
were in the car. I don't want to say too much, but
See, now I'm like thinking back at the second story, and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually a pretty good story. Like, it may be my least favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. After the first time, I was like, but now I'm like, okay, wait, no, this is really good. Talking it out helps. You know?
yeah.
Um,
And maybe it's just like I like the poetic nature of it, because it's like they were going above and beyond, like him writing it, like Timothée Chalamet's character writing stuff, and like
mhm.
the Francis McDormand, like they're just back and forth of him trying to be like poetic and sort of whatever, and she was like more grounded, and like that was just very
Yeah.
I like that dynamic. But anyway,
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far to say as it's my least favorite story. I would say it's a bit of a step down from the first one, but it's still funny. I like all the chess gags, and when it gets like 3 layers of meta, it's pretty, or 3 layers of story, it's very funny as well. And all the actors are great. I like Timothée Chalamet's dynamic with Francis McDormand. Relationship's a little weird, but I guess he's college age, so it's like whatever. But yeah, it's just it's fun. And yeah, like the ending is, it's a bit darker than the rest of the story, so I got to give it credit for that. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these. I feel like the first one could be an interesting full-length movie. I think some of these needed a little bit more development. I think it could have done better with a longer.
I could have watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure I would give the third one more runtime, but we'll talk about that. But the second one, it's still a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't like the second one, but just I like all of the stories, but yeah, the third one I like a bit more than the second one, just because I mean Jeffrey Wright is just really, really good in this role.
His voice is just immaculate. I could hear him talk for years.
Yeah.
So good. And seeing him without a beard was a little weird, because he's always with the beard. So it's like, oh, I see. Baby Jeffrey Wright. Matthew, continue. Sorry, I cut you off. I got excited.
You're good. Yeah, and I also I was really engaged with the story and like just the whole thing with like it's like I'm not sure how much I had to say with Cameron, but just like with all the food, I think, and the chef, I just trying not to say too much, but
yeah, no, it's a great story. I'm gonna piggyback off what Colin said about how this one wouldn't work too well as like a feature-length film, and I think that's why it's a pretty strong like story, because it works perfectly in those 30 little minutes.
mm-hmm.
you have a sweet little story to tell, and it does the job, and it's engaging. I really like the animated portion. I thought it was hilarious how it was almost pointless. Well, not pointless in the middle, but it kind of just gets somewhere. It's he's got that guy in the front of the car just hanging out.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
It was one of the funniest moments of.
It's definitely very funny. I had a lot of chuckles here and there, but that car chase got a lot of laughs for me. Yeah, the actual story behind it. There's a scene that I really like where they're all in the table having dinner, but they start drinking that like shot thing, and the camera just moves around to everyone drinking it, and it just colorizes. It's a really beautiful shot. I like that scene a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. That's about it. Jeffrey Wright's great. Saoirse Ronan did it for a little bit. Her eyes are like bluer than ever, and it's like,
blue.
oh, I could have just paused it and just be like looking into her eyes, like, wow, that's wonderful.
I think it's so funny he got Saoirse Ronan for like that one scene, and she was in so much of like the Grand Budapest Hotel. I'm like, wow, she really likes working with Wes. I don't know, or something.
He got Christoph Waltz in there for the second story.
Christoph Waltz is in the second story, yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, whoa, how'd they get him? He's a Nazi.
No, Willem Dafoe shows up in the third one.
You're right.
Oh wait, who does Willem Dafoe play? Oh wait,
He's the chicken coop guy.
He's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
guy. Sets
He's a
off
prisoner.
everything.
Well, that's something I did like about the third one. I don't want to spoil it, but how like in the prison, like Richard Wright's character was involved. Like I was, when I saw that at first, I was like, wait, was it the same dude? And then they explained it later. Like, so just, yeah, I think with Wes Anderson, you get a lot of things that tie in later, which are clever. The third story, yeah, like I said, I think it's the weakest, but it's still really strong. I mean, overall, because like, it's just very interesting to see how it actually ties in with the chef. Like, I wasn't paying attention to that for the first part of it until I'm finally like, wait, this is supposed to be about the other dude or something like that. I finally realized, and then they finally make it tie in, and it's such a good joke in the editing room when he's like, this story isn't about whatever you, like at all, like but yeah, the Richard Wright part where he's like sort of interviewing or explaining it, the story, I really liked how they had him telling that, because it got a lot of cool back and forth between that part and the story, especially when he's like stops explaining and then starts telling a bit of his personal experience and goes back. So yeah, like car animation style was amazing, and the car part was obviously hilarious. So I don't know what else to add.
Yeah, they touched on everything I liked about it, and I want a whole movie in that animation style. And yeah, I don't know, Jeffrey, like I said, Jeffrey Wright is great. I don't know, it feels, parts of it feel kind of dry, so to speak. And yeah, like I feel like the other parts have heart interwoven to them, and a lot of it, and this one, the heart all comes at the end all at once, and it is a funny joke what they do with it, but
no crying.
it just feels like it's lacking compared to the other two, and at least in that direction, which is a lot of what I.
Oh my gosh, Sophie G.
They gave me there's literally this pencil too. There's so many pencils. I literally got so much.
Yeah,
I want to give away some of these things to some people. I feel selfish having all this. Sean, what's your address? I'll send you some of this stuff.
Oh, I won't say it right now on video, but
I know.
I would definitely give it later to you privately.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm gonna say A.
I would give it an A.
Yep. I'm good with A too.
It fits right in.
All right.
It's not just because we need an A, is it?
No.
Should we move?
No,
Should we move Royal Tenenbaums
Yes,
up
I will fight
to
for Royal
A.
Tenenbaums.
I'm fine with that.
Me
I'm
too.
okay with that.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah,
We
okay, alright.
we talked so good about it. I'm like, it deserves to be at the A.
Royal Tenenbaums deserves an A. It's by me.
I don't mind putting this at A. Yeah.
Yes, I
Just
love
for
dogs. First B. Oh, I'm
I-
excited for it.
I know we
Yes.
rearranged stuff, but I actually really like this.
Yeah, I think we for the most part we just filled it in as we talked because there's only 10 movies.
Yeah, there's only 10 movies. It was a little bit
wasn't too
different when
hard
there were
to
25
rearrange.
movies.
Or
Yeah.
Bottle Rocket, though.
I'm so sorry, Cameron.
There has to
Oh,
be one.
yeah.
Well, there doesn't have to be, but if it was going to be any film genre, not
Yeah, I think I'm happy. I'm happy,
happy
with
with this, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only-
Obviously, I would put I Love Dogs up in before French Dispatch in A, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think personally for me, I just want French Dispatch higher, and then Life Aquatic higher, and then I think I'd be happy. But
Yeah,
I mean, I could argue about a few things, but
Rushmore
my
needs
top
I guess
three are in an S
Cameron-
tier. So.
Cameron, we're surrounded by too many Moonrise Kingdom fans, which I'm not bashing, but like I wanted Grand Budapest.
Oh,
at
yeah.
first spot.
Grand Budapest is S++.
I can't believe you had Moonrise so low, actually, Sophie.
Well, it's 4
It's
on my
not that
list
low,
out of
yeah.
10, which is
Yeah,
not even that low. It's just all of you guys have it at
That's
1,
true,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
But
I
you
still
had
like it a lot.
Dogs above it, right?
Yeah, I love that one.
Let's go
That's
around
surprising.
and go through our personal rankings before I
That's a good idea.
Oh,
read
yeah,
off what
okay.
our shared collective ranking is. So I'll go ahead and start with mine.
Okay.
Let me find it. All right. So at number 10, I have the Darjeeling Limited. At number 9, I have Bottle Rocket. Number 8 is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Number 7 is Isle of Dogs. Number 6 is The French Dispatch. Number 5 is The Royal Tenenbaums. Number 4 is Rushmore. Number 3 is The Grand Budapest Hotel. Number 2 is Fantastic Mr. Fox. And number 1 is Moonrise Kingdom.
Interesting.
Wait, what was like?
My turn. Oh, okay. I'll go, 10 to 1 then. All right, mine. Well, I guess you guys already know mine. I've literally been saying it this entire time. But my number 10 is Bottle Rocket. Sorry, Cameron. My number 9 is The Life Aquatic. Which, even then, like, I want to rewatch it. I feel like I'll like it better the second time around. And I freaking dressed up as a Halloween character from this movie. Oh, well. Life Aquatic at number 9. Darjeeling Limited at number 8. I have the Royal Tenenbaums at number 7. But that's interchangeable with Rushmore at number 6. I got to rethink those. I have the French Dispatch at number 5. See, it's funny because I have all of his new stuff, like post Fantastic Mr. Fox, up, and on the bottom his old stuff. I don't like his old stuff as much. But I got French Dispatch at 5, Moonrise at 4, Isle of Dogs at 3, Fantastic Mr. Fox 2, and Grand Budapest 1. Love my Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
So good.
Okay, well, I just did some rearranging last minute to portray my current thoughts. So I start at 9 since I haven't seen French Dispatch yet, but I feel like I'd really like it. So number 9, Darjeeling Limited. I still really like it though. Then, yeah, I'm sorry, Sophie. Then Isle of Dogs.
What number is that?
8.
Oh my god.
I still like it. I need to rewatch it though.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Fine.
Then Life Aquatic. And then Bottle Rocket.
Oh my god.
And then Fantastic Mr. Fox at 5.
Interesting.
Royal Tenenbaums at 4. Rushmore 3. Moonrise Kingdom 2. And then Grand Budapest Hotel.
I think you have the most diverse list right there. That's an interesting.
Yeah, I just rearranged it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think mine's definitely been updated. I had an old list that I was looking at. I'm like, wow, it's not what I think now. So I'm gonna do Bottle Rocket at 10 for sure. Rushmore at 9. 8 is Isle of Dogs. Wait, actually, Okay, yeah, 8's Isle of Dogs, 7's the Darjeeling Limited. I need to rewatch that though to see if that should stick there. 7's The Life Aquatic with Steve, or 6. I mean, it's The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. 5's The Royal Tenenbaums. I could maybe switch those. I don't know, but I'll stick with that. 4 is Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is hard, but I need to rewatch The French Dispatch. But right now, I guess I have The Grand Budapest Hotel, The French Dispatch, and then Moonrise Kingdom at Moonrise Kingdom number 1.
Yeah, I saw your review and you like praised French Dispatch. Like, oh wow, awesome.
I know. I want to make
loved it
sure
so
like,
much.
it's up there, but like I think
I can
because like
assure you-
Colin said, recency bias.
I liked it better the second time around, so I think you're gonna like it the second time around even better. So you
Okay.
just like keep it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just me.
Top 3 for
And
sure.
I think
Either way.
okay, go Colin, go. You
So
say
why
it.
I'm so happy with this tier list is basically identical besides switching 2 films. But Bottle Rocket 10, or 3 films, I guess. Life Aquatic at 9, Darjeeling Limited at 8, Rushmore at 7, Isle of Dogs at 6, French Dispatch at 5, Royal Tenenbaums at 4, Fantastic Mr. Fox 3, Grand Budapest 2, and obviously number 1.
Wow,
Wow.
you're
Okay.
probably the happiest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the fact that my top 3 are are represented is pretty great.
Rigged.
Hey, I heard everyone's arguments out.
Kenny in the live chat saying it's a solid list, but it's pretty much his ranking as well.
Nice. Yeah.
You'll like Bottle Rocket more than Darjeeling.
I wouldn't go that far.
I need
I
to
like
rewatch
Bottle
it.
Rocket
Wes-
They're okay. They're all good. Everything's not, you won't be bored.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Well, so yeah, our final collective list is, even though Colin is very similar to Colin's, is in D tier we have Bottle Rocket, and in C tier we have the Darjeeling Limited. At the bottom of B we have Life Aquatic. Then we have Rushmore, and at the top of B we have Isle of Dogs. At the bottom of A tier we have the Royal Tenenbaums, and at the top is the French Dispatch. And at the bottom of S tier, we have Fantastic Mr. Fox, the Grand Budapest Hotel, and then Moonrise Kingdom at the top. So, and then Jacob in the live chat with his list.
Fantastic Mr. Fox at 8. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I would have been okay putting it lower. I'm not
I
gonna
like
lie.
the hot
but
take.
I love
all right, I'm gonna
dogs.
read this out loud for the audio listeners right now. I'll go backwards for the audio listeners. Number 10 is Darjeeling Limited, 9 Life Aquatic, and yeah, Fantastic Mr.
I'm
Fox is his
disappointed.
8th. His 7th is the French Dispatch. At 6, Bottle Rocket. Which
That's high for the Bottle Rocket. Hey, good for you, I guess. Yeah.
at 5 is Isle of Dogs. 4 is Royal Tenenbaums. 3 is Rushmore. 2 is Grand Budapest Hotel, and 1 is Moonrise Kingdom.
Hey,
Like
at least
to see
Moonrise is
Rushmore that
number
high.
1.
You know, everyone
Jacob.
has Grand Budapest in their top 3, and I'm happy with that.
Jacob, I'm most disappointed by Steve Zissou and French Dispatch.
Yeah, that is pretty low.
Jacob
Yeah,
had a
thanks-
great
thanks
time
for
watching.
stopping by.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for being on
Thanks
the
for
live
sticking
chat.
around, Jacob.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for being our 6th panelist.
Yeah, Kenny also.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
I understand it being a bit lower, but not that low.
Yeah, eighth is a bold take, but I respect hot takes. So
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess that will conclude our tier list today. We have one more real ranked coming up this week on the 6th.
I'm doing that.
I'm
Denis
doing
Villeneuve.
that too, Sean.
I wish I had the time.
I'll be
think-
watching or listening.
I think I
sure.
actually might have more memory of Denis Villeneuve's movies. So
Oh, me too.
I think
Yeah.
I do too, because I watched them more
Yeah, you've seen
recently.
them.
But
Yeah, so all of you have seen them probably more recently. So.
I've never seen Blade Runner 2049. I'm watching that on Friday for the first time. So I'm excited.
Nice.
I've seen it twice.
Oh,
so-
have fun. Enjoy.
at least I have 3 days where I no longer have 3 exams in a week.
Nice.
Yeah, this week I can actually catch up and watch some new Villeneuve. Yeah, 9 o'clock. So hope to see you guys there. Then I think, yeah, that's it. Or I don't remember what matches we have tonight this week, but we will
yeah.
see you guys on the 6th.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.